Last time, they were hunting mad scientists and laboratory experiments gone wrong. They finally defeated the flesh golems and Geralt's greatest creation, which also in turn happened to be their old friend and ally, Rego. He had been repurposed, a career change is what Geralt called it. The abomination now lays dead on the ground. Still, perhaps a few sparks just over the consoles and Tesla coils that have all powered down. The balcony lay in shattered pieces of glass. The experiments all put down. You can still hear some infighting in the distance, but it sounds like it's coming to a close. Gal, the homunculi, has given you a little brief overview of what was happening here, and you've also been doing some investigations yourself. Iron Ember found an explosive device, grenade. I think we called it the. What was it in the end? I think I renamed it.
The unholy
Ice
hand
grenade.
grenade.
That's right, an unholy hand grenade, full of the trapped souls, perhaps the ones who were left here and then used their bodies as husks. There was also an immovable paperweight, which I think you found, Eridanus. It acts just like an immovable rod, except it's a bit of a small round shape. Seems to be made of a strange dark steel, unlike the normal movable rods you've seen before. Well, you've probably never seen any, but hey, there was notes underneath, and this was Geralt's, what do you call it? Relationship on how he got to the hut. It described his relationship with his sister, Gissa, and how that's unfolded. And apparently, there's even signs of a Sinvala being mentioned. Apparently, Geralt's sister is working with her, and as the party already knows, Sinvala is the new name taken by herself for after she left the hut, after she broke the enchantment on her amulet. Apparently, they're working in Nephany together. And yeah, the last thing is, of course, this strange cranial archive, a canister containing some sort of blue arcane energy that you saw Geralt plug himself into before he got knocked out. According to Gar, the skull belongs to Ludwig, one of the more prestigious scientists, shall we say, that once worked under Baba Yaga, perhaps. Regardless, you're unsure as to how to get this information back. There is a cable, and looking over Geralt, he did have a number of different apparatus on him. One of which was the Death Ward defibrillator, but it looks like he has holes in his head, similar to like this piece of art here. How he's able to inject this cable and upload some sort of memory, perhaps, or copy it. You're not sure exactly how it works, but I'm sure you've got a few ideas as to how to discover
Yeah.
what it does. So we'll jump in there then. You guys have just finished kind of unharnessing the defibrillator, and just want to quickly clarify who's got that equipped right now.
Daya, I think.
Yeah.
Is it me?
Okay.
Was it
Cool.
Daya?
I mean, the only one of the party who can effectively charge it is Eridanus.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh.
You can still have someone else charge it
So,
for you.
and the only
I think
people
Eridanus.
Yeah.
You had the grenade, right? The souls.
No, the
souls?
grenade Daya took. She found that.
Daya took the grenade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have the grenade. Yeah.
Okay.
You have the death ward then, Eri. Okay.
Yeah, I've also got the immovable rod disc.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
I'm just gonna drag some things onto your sheets then.
Yeah.
What yes? How do you figure we could get someone to have a look at this? And I'll obviously show the. And I think I did make a little bit of an arcana / investigation into its nature. I wasn't able to fully determine what it was, but I did determine there was some kind of memory bank. I'd imagine that the Tinkerers could perhaps figure something out with it. I don't know how you'd access it, but it clearly contains the memories of somebody.
Yes,
Seems in
well,
this hut that memories are transferable or alterable.
it seems that there are basically 3 ways I can see we could go about this. The first is the Tinkerers, as you've suggested. The second would be Terrig, and he identifies it magically. And the third would be we saw him attempt to plug it into himself. Maybe we just try that.
Low area, it's a little dangerous, I think. You first, if you want.
I'm not suggesting.
Into. I think the only one who's got the plugs is Geralf, and I definitely don't want to give
make
him
a
any
hole.
extra power.
I'm gonna take a little bit of time here to catch my breath. I think everything is a little bit less electrified. Or should we get out of here? I'm not sure.
I think there's a lot of stuff we still need to have a look at in this room and in the next couple of rooms.
We should be paid and rewarded handsomely for this work, Daya. Look how much we just did for the. We saved the hut again.
Yes, but
without us, the Baba Yaga would already be defeated.
Well, maybe, but wasn't like us doing this part of you paying her back for things that you had done in the hut? Wasn't that sort of the agreement that
I don't
happened?
really see it that way, Ari. I think that.
Yes, but how you see it, how you see it doesn't matter. In this case,
that's a bit not necessary. Not now, Eridonis. I'm trying to focus here, okay?
No, what I mean is, when it comes to favors and such, it matters who you're asking for the favor and rewards from. And if Baba Yaga doesn't see this as we've done plenty, but sees this as merely paying back a debt, then there will be no reward. Is my point.
Don't worry, we'll be well rewarded, I'm sure.
I don't think so, but I do agree with Eridonis. This may be paying back a favor, but I think we should at least make her aware of how big a favor we've just paid back.
Yes.
This is not just defeating one man and his one experiment. This is saving the hut from considerable trouble.
And we do have potentially one extra bit of information should we wish to use it, which is we have at least a rough location of someone now, or at least one of their one of their known physical locations. Though I suppose before that, can I roll an investigation check on the letter to see if there's any indication of dates or anything?
And yeah, anyone can.
I'll assist you with that, Eric.
Yeah, and Eridanus will guidance himself because why would I not?
And while this is happening, I'm just going to kind of sit back on one of these devices here, kind of kneel back and try to catch my breath a little bit.
All right. You still you feel a static shock from the member, but not enough to damage you. Just an actual static shock.
Yeah.
And I'll roll that investigation and assistance. 1 sec.
Oh yeah, your one's better.
It's 18.
Yeah. I rolled with advantage because I thought you were assisting, but so mine was terrible.
Oh, you rolled with advantage. I'm so sorry. Okay,
no, but it's fine. You use your roll. It's better. Anyway.
No, I didn't realize that was with advantage.
Yep. Either way. I think if we're just looking at letters, unless it's incredibly well hidden in code, even a 13 should be enough. Hopefully.
There isn't actually a date on the papers. There are a couple of things that do perhaps give a hint as to when. One of them is that Geralf mentions that he is close to completing his greatest creation. And what else but this giant monstrosity that he's created could be that. unless each of his experiments are his greatest. But you gather that it is potentially this one. He has been mentioning it himself as well before you
Yeah.
knocked him unconscious. That this is the pinnacle. This is his opus. So yeah, there's a makes you believe that if these letters were being wrote whilst you guys were in the hut, and it's quite recent. But
But
the one of the letters does stick out as being a lot older, and that is the first one to Baba Yaga herself. The
yeah.
parchment is very worn. Um, the ink is kind of like flaking.
But
So
just
that's a much older letter.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
suppose
I
just
imagine that's pretty old, given that he's already set this whole setup up here, right? Like, this looks like it would take years to build.
yes, but years within the hut. But so that could be even longer outside, or no time at all, depending on how time decides to flow, I suppose. And it's possible that some of this was set up before he got here.
The other indication is that, of course, his sister mentions Sinvala.
So it's
And,
definitely after Natasha left.
Mm-hmm.
Senrith, how long
This
ago?
is troublesome.
How long ago was it that Natasha / Sinvala, whatever you want to call her at this point, escaped?
It has been about a few months.
Right, so one of these letters is at the oldest a few months old. And because him saying he's near perfecting his greatest creation could be like anything, to be honest, because near to it is subjective to some extent, but the Sinvala is at least a more concrete date. But that means we don't know how long whatever's happening has gone on outside the hut, and in a way, due to the time shenanigans that may be caused, we may have somehow turned back time to before these letters arrived.
Is that even possible? Can time work that way?
Honestly, at
Emperor.
this point,
What
you'd
if-
have to ask Tarek.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Daya?
when you made your wish, what was the specific wording of the wish? Was it just to turn the sky back, or was it time just in the village, or time
Well, I
everywhere?
asked for the comet to be put back on track. I asked for it to be sent back, specifically 6 years, and I'll quote the exact amount of time
Yeah.
that I determined. I asked actually for it to be sent to the future, Daya, simply because I imagine this ring works in opposite of expectation.
But with
Okay, but you asked for the comet to be moved, not the
Specifically, yes. I
world.
did not
Yeah.
want to alter all time itself. That would
yes, but
could have disastrous implications.
just because that is what you wished for doesn't mean it's necessarily what you got.
Well, it's
Well,
work, Gary. So
yes, but
don't-
We
it,
know
it,
that wording, specific wording matters with these types of things.
yeah. So you specifically asked for the comet to be moved 7 years and whatever into the future, which made it 7 years and whatever into the past. But how the ring achieved that is we don't know. Like, it could have done that by moving all of time back to that point. Or it could have just...
Change the sky. It could have literally moved a star, or
It could have
yeah.
altered... It could have reverted the orbit of the crystal spheres, perhaps? Like, moved our crystal sphere back to a point when that star was still there. Which could... But... Which would be why there didn't seem to be any physical effects on the surface, because you hadn't necessarily moved the time.
Yeah,
You'd moved the
it's
physical.
a bit of a
You'd moved.
mind melter.
It's kind of like what Terrig was trying to say, where it's like obviously like the whole like time and space sort of thing. So if it's possible that in order to get the star back in place, rather than moving through time, perhaps we simply move through space.
Okay, that's interesting. That's possible.
We could ask Terrig.
Yes.
But, if that's the case, then maybe all of this is already well taken place and transpired. Is that what you're trying to suggest, Harry? That
Possibly.
there's no need to even go to Weep, Tanner. This is really concerning stuff. Your hometown might be in trouble, or might be already invaded by these creatures, these skulls, these scabs.
But
Yes.
that's if
I will mention that. Well, I remember my allies being deployed to Nephany specifically because of an undead threat. There were zombies invading various cities, towns. Nephany's always had a problem with the undead, but their numbers seem to rise in recent times.
Well, this letter would explain a lot of that, but Tanner, recent times, as of up to, yesterday, and I made air quotes with that one because yesterday is a whole different thing in the Feywild. Yesterday was 9 years ago, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe not.
Senrith, remind me what Sinvala's focuses of study were while she was in the hut.
They were of conjuration, divination.
I'm wondering if this structure that they seem to be trying to build is some sort of large conjuration circle.
A gate of sorts?
But if it requires that many builders, as suggested that you would have to rally an undead army for it, then the size or power of whatever they're conjuring must be immense. And I wonder, what if it's the thing that Kesserask accidentally got in contact with?
I must ask, you said you've been to the Feywild, and when you came back, how much time had elapsed?
9 years.
Within the hut, not much.
No time at all, I thought.
From
Like, the
my
time had
understanding.
passed in the hut and in the Feywild.
The hut is in the Feywild, Senrith.
That's how we knew.
Regardless, you say when you came back to your people dire that it had been many years.
Yes, unexpectedly. That was the source of quite a bit of confusion.
So
That's
my
the case everywhere.
question is,
If it had been... Wait, if it's been a few months since she left the hut from your perspective, then she could have been gone decades in material plane time.
These things only happened recently in Weep, Eridonis. These ghoulish invasions.
Yes, but the invasions might just be a symptom rather than the cause, and the cause could have started much sooner.
Senator, well, according to these letters, Geralf and his sister have been at war with one another for a long time, and though I wasn't stationed there, I did hear reports, and some of these golems, these creations, do seem to match some of the sightings there in Nephany.
But those could have... I suppose the main difference is between looking at the letters, between
I should mention, when I did visit Natasha Arsenvala, through the circle there, Kestrasc circle, she did seem to suggest that something was up, or something was some kind of army, or some not an army, but some kind of plot against the hut was well in effect. Not sure if that's relevant or not.
Well, perhaps. Senrith kind of continues and says, the reason I ask about Feywild is because, well, if you wished for time to go forwards and it has gone backwards, doesn't that put you back to where you began?
Well, so I'm hoping, Senrith.
To some extent, at least, though.
I would be very happy if that was the case.
Though
But I
perhaps
did not wish for time itself. I only wished for the comet. Because I was
Hmm.
scared, Senrith. I was really scared to mess with time. I didn't want to completely screw everything up.
Now, when we were in my village, before and after you made the wish, there was no discernible difference where we were. It's not like
That's good.
the trees
Sort of.
didn't grow, the grass didn't die off. You know, there was nothing like that. We didn't even notice, except
That-
that, well, the sky changed.
That's
The
what I
sky
was.
definitely went through a cycle. It was, do you remember I described it? There was like a strobe-like effect.
Yeah,
The
but I
sun
mean,
and moon just circling.
the sky changed, but I mean, we ourselves didn't,
Hmm.
and the people in the village didn't. You know, they're
True.
Well,
and maybe I mean, I don't know. Maybe
really-
we are 9 years or whatever ahead, but that the wish didn't change anything else.
Right. Right.
Does that sound right?
It
Yeah.
seems that's how I observed it, Dia, but I'm not sure if it is right. But regardless, I'm a very apprehensive about, Eridonis, Grizz, you and I, us. I know, Dia, for you and Tanner, we can, jump in and out of this chicken shit place as much as you need to. But we only got 80 years max. I don't want to. Well, I mean, my family. I don't want to go back there and everyone's literally dead.
No, that is understandable. Uh,
Maybe
So,
dead
like,
in 7 years.
can we get? Can we? I got an idea. Can we get what's her name? The cleric that kind of she came back with
Varen.
us.
Varen?
So Varen. Can we get Varen to maybe send a? Would Tanner? Do you think Varen would know this Erica and maybe can send a message and ask what year it is?
Oh,
I'm not sure.
yeah, that could work. Aaron has a way to send spells.
Yeah, we had her message before, right? When we were in the Feydark, he was our liaison of sorts. Perhaps she could just do us a small little favor and kind of so that we wouldn't have to step out of the hut and risk once
Yep.
again having the date
Good
change
idea.
on us.
Before that, do we want to finish searching the rest of Geralf's tables? We've only really looked inside here.
Yeah, I could really use a bit more time here to lick my
Yeah.
wounds. I'm not feeling so well. You guys are looking pretty bad too. You should probably, before we head out of here, patch some of those cuts up. Remember what happened last time we got caught wandering around without, being in tip-top shape.
yep.
Yes.
An investigation and arrest.
A
and
short
then
rest would probably be a
and
good
then
idea.
to Varen, and then to Terig.
Yeah,
Or the
or
Tinkers.
or
and
the
then
Tinkers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good order of operation, I think.
Yeah.
But let's not get caught with 10 health and
Yeah.
have something happen.
No.
Yeah.
Especially since we don't know if there's anything else lurking in these rooms. I'm not entirely convinced this place is safe.
So
Yeah.
would that be okay, DM, if we spend an hour here,
Yeah.
kind of searching around and chilling and trying to get a rest in?
Yeah, you're already about half an hour into that anyway, so yeah,
I'm gonna roll some hit dice.
Yeah.
go ahead.
And Yeah, James, I can help you with that investigation of the tables if you need.
Yeah.
I think we checked 2 of them, but there might be his room or whatever.
There's also.
I'm not sure which tables have been checked and which ones haven't.
We've checked.
The,
I
two
definitely
s-
want to go through Dr. Geralt's pockets though, because I don't think
Yeah.
we've done that specifically.
Okay, that's me back at full.
Okay.
And I've got my.
Going through his pockets, quite a peculiar item. It is a coiled up spring.
Coiled up spring.
Yeah,
Just
but
a
it
loose
doesn't
spring.
seem. It doesn't seem like a particularly tough spring. It's actually quite flexible and flimsy. And as you pull it out, it stretches until it like comes free from the pocket. It's quite.
Okay.
You can like compact the spring quite up, quite like packed
Like a
wise.
slinky?
Yep, it's a slinky.
Sweet.
Like okay. I will do that slinky thing where I put it both in my palms and kind of push it up and down. This
Yeah,
is
it does
interesting.
This guy is crazy.
Aradon has looked for a moment and is like, shall we try it on the stairs?
I would very much like that. Yes.
I'm gonna roll some hit dice for Grizz because
Yeah.
he looks banged up.
Do you want me
bad.
to roll for Tanner?
I imagine Cam would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah,
How come
I'll-
Grizz only has 4 hit dice available?
because
Guess
that's
he's-
how many hit dice he has available.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I am rolling so suckily. Oh, that's better. That one's a better one. Can I end up?
Oh no, it's a 1. Ugh. Grizz is not gonna get much health back here, I don't think.
No,
It's a 2.
that's rough.
Tanner did not get much back. I only rolled 1 decent, and I've used all of his hit dice for it.
Yeah, I used all the Grizz's there. That's it for him.
Right.
Damn.
Much better though, all of you.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're on death's door. I mean,
Right.
Senator's on 2 HP as well here.
Grizz is only level 8. We'll have to level him up
Oh yeah, jeez.
at some point.
I'll do that. Don't worry.
Yeah, Eridonis is going to flick the switch to make this back into stairs, and then he's going to go up the stairs and end up over here.
Okay, sure.
Oh yeah, I'm still concentrating on fly, aren't I? I'm gonna fly around and be fancy.
Yeah,
I guess that would have expired after an hour, yeah.
Because we looked at this table over here, I think. If you're going to let me actually ping.
The 2 tables we checked out were in the 2 side rooms. I don't think we
Yeah.
checked anything else, so...
Yeah, so I'm going to have... I'm going to call Ember up here to have a look at this table.
Where are you at, James? Up here?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll fly
For
on.
some
I'll
reason
fly up
that's not
there.
letting me.
I had a hard time getting up there last time.
You can use the stairs, so outside.
Oh,
this-
yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
use the stairs on the side there and make my way up there.
Sure.
And,
While you're investigating that, I want to look at the ones in this room here where I am.
I think we
And I
did
wanna look
that
at-
one. I think that's where you found the unholy hand grenade.
Okay. What about the ones in the opposite room?
Yeah, I looked in.
You looked at those.
Yeah, so it's just the ones outside, and I'm gonna guidance you for this, Ember, so have the extra
are you
one.
All right. Cool.
assisting me?
Yeah, why not?
Chris,
that
what is this
gives-
thing over here by the dead thingy? This blue.
Ooh, it's a nice one. It's a 24.
Okay, yeah, that is the chamber in which this creature was located.
Oh, okay. That's the
Yeah, he came out
Captain
of
America
that thing.
chamber.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where is he? This guy.
Yep.
Gnarly.
Right. Ugh. Okay. I want to talk. Can I talk to Garl and ask him, like, to explain, like, so what is this? What does this do? Because if anybody knows what all this stuff is, it would be him, right?
Yeah, Gal has a good idea of what most of this stuff does. And he says, this is a reanimation chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Is where we feel once they are ready to be energized.
And is it all powered by lightning? Or Are there
Mm.
crystals or metals in there that also?
No, no.
Just
There
lightning.
are these are converters.
Hmm.
And he kind of gestures towards like all the different apparatus and says, "The true power comes from the storm in the sky." And he kind of leads you over and points back up into the main chamber and up into the sky. And the ceiling is open to a stormy sky. Though the actual lightning strikes have all died down now, it seems.
Oh,
Hmm.
channeling the elements.
Let
Um,
me ask you this, Carl. Is it
mm,
always a stormy sky, or do you have to wait for it to appear?
it is um, hmm, not always.
Not always. So you just
Maybe
have
it's
to
a
wait for
real
the right
sky
time?
then.
It um, when we need it though, is when it's stormy. It's hard to explain. Power is always there.
Very interesting.
Maybe some kind of spell is cast to.
Yeah,
No need to wait.
are there weather spells or weather creatures, weather demons? I don't know. In D&D in general?
Yeah,
Eridanus calls
absolutely.
down. Yes, there are such spells. I can make it stormy if I want to, though not to this sort of extent.
Mm-hmm. In fact, if you want, you could roll a nature check.
Yeah, you know.
If you want to look up. Mhm.
Yeah, why not? And I'll guidance myself. Well, not that I need to.
Okay.
It's practically a nat
That is
20.
not a natural storm, and nor is there a sky. In fact, those are clouds, yes, but they are not generated by natural forces. And you look around and trying to see past the clouds, there isn't a night sky. There are no stars, no moon. It is an empty, dark space, black. It is the void out there, as far as the eye can see. These
It's
What the
clouds, though,
hell?
seem to be centered around the opening here.
it's almost like the
Oh, I know what's
ceiling.
happening here.
It's almost like the ceiling is an extra dimensional space, which
I think
contains
it's a portal.
something. Yes,
I think it's a portal to like. Is there a plane of lightning? Does that exist?
there is.
Elemental plane of lightning.
It's one of the power elemental planes. Yes, I know
So
that
maybe
out
it's
of character. I don't know
directly
that.
linked to. Yeah, as
Possibly.
we. It could be a plane of lightning, like a linked literally to the plane itself.
Yes,
What would be like air and earth mixed together or
no,
something? I don't know.
it's. I think it's radiant and
Air?
Air.
radiant and
air.
air. Yeah.
Okay.
Though I will say there is, of course, now that the storm has sort of died down, there is a sight up there. You can see there is that floating cube is just still there, hovering in the distance.
Floating
Looks something
cube?
like this.
Yep.
Oh shit. It's another one of those. Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Eridanus sort of looks at it for a moment and thinks back to a conversation with Terrig about it being like a cube unfolded and things like that. And just sort of looks at it and it's just like, you don't think that that's one of the leaks, do you?
Or the heart of the hut.
Yes.
It could be a leak. Yeah. Well, if Natasha was to be of assistance, but it doesn't seem like she has any part of this. If anything, she'd probably want to help her new friend screw with her brother. They don't seem to be. Well,
Yes.
it looks like they're quote unquote fighting again.
I should close with a vein.
Yes, do that.
Yes, Carl.
Okay. You notice that as he's, let's see, where did he go? He goes over to this panel over here
Yep.
in the far right. He does seem to pull down on some heavy levers. You see that the entire ceiling does shut off, like closes like an observatory, and shuts and seals completely, such that you can't even really tell that it was a ceiling that could open in the first place.
Nice
And it's
job,
just
Carl.
heavy mechanical, like.
Interesting. Well, perhaps there's some information on this table that might help, or some sort of...
Perhaps indeed. It would be a 24, Chris, on the with the guidance,
Hmm.
with Eridonis helping me.
Okay.
Looking over this one here with the looks like a little vial, looks like some kind
There
of
is
putty.
a vial. This vial is seemingly filled with the same liquid that you sort of saw running through that sewage underneath the grate when you were approaching this chamber,
Oh boy.
and you recognize, yeah, the same kind of viscosity as well.
Yeah, it's
Um,
an acid, Era. Don't touch that. Poisonous.
Yes,
Bad fumes.
it's probably the same liquid that pumps through these things.
it doesn't actually smell acidic. It does smell like a chemical, but with the 23 and wait, what do you answer?
24.
24,
20
yeah,
plus
it
4,
isn't
yeah.
actually an acid, believe it or not.
Okay.
But it does seem to be, yeah, like a viscousy-like liquid, and you can also tell that it seems to be quite conductive from what you've seen so far. A lot of these pieces are what look to be like samples, perhaps, and in this set of samples, there is one sample that is a vial of blood,
Mm.
Hmm.
and it's set aside from the rest, that's for sure.
I wonder if that's the
Blood
Titans. No, I'm wondering if that's Grizz's. Because they said
Oh,
they
that's,
needed. They said they needed Grizz's blood, Titan blood, to make more.
What do you think they mean by Titan? Grizz isn't a Titan.
That we're aware of. I mean, maybe Titans are small when they're young, or maybe he's just descended enough, and there's ancestry. Like if we go back far enough in our ancestry, you're an Ifriti, but you're obviously that's been over time will have been, excuse the term, watered down slightly.
Yeah, I'm hoping to fix that, Eridonis.
I-
Thanks
I-
for noticing.
I know. I was more just. I'm trying to make a point, but so it's
Yes,
possible that
of
Grizz
course.
also
Yeah,
has.
yeah, I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
Eridonis, and I'll kind of whisper, do you think Grizz is, one of these? Because I've been kind of rolling with that for a while. I think, but if he was one of these, he looks like the real deal, the ultimate project, if you will.
I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being one of these, he's the source of one of these. Almost think of it like if it's his blood that's necessary, then if Geralt is the surgeon, then perhaps Grizz is almost the progenitor, like the father behind this to some extent.
Interesting, because Grizz was having like nightmares and things of being. You're right. Now that you say that, these nightmares, he was being skinned alive and opened up like a coat.
Yeah.
Really, really odd, really weird stuff. Seeing his skin from inside out. I'm having a hard time putting it all together, area.
But I do see
like
what
I'm just missing something here.
I do see what you mean, but Eridanis, because are any of these labeled at all? That's probably a good question. Or is Geralt just the sort that he knows what they are?
Yeah, no, they are actually labeled. He's quite meticulous, and the one vial you are holding isn't labeled, but it does seem to be set aside from the others, so it is really not getting mixed up. So in a bigger vial, the other ones are labeled, and let's see here, we have one that is labeled Grego, or underneath it, wrapped in parentheses, there's Moon Druid blood. And there's another that has Dragon's blood.
Moon Druid.
And there's another that even has Kraken blood.
Wow.
I mean, we've not seen anything. Wait, because Grego, like the full thing, had like a sort of scaled sort of thing, didn't he? Which made him tankier, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if, as part of this, they've used the draconic blood in order to make it more like so that it
Durable.
but also depending on the dragon, they might have also made it so that it's not destroyed by the lightning if it had like gained a natural resistance to it from the blood, perhaps. And then the Kraken, I mean, if you look at his hands, they're sort of tendrily, like this hand, it's kind of like clawed and like almost webbed, perhaps. Like, that kind of looks like suction-y now that I'm looking at it closely.
Yep. It actually is. There are suction cups over one of the body's limbs.
It's almost, if then we include Grizz's blood as Titan blood, it's almost like he's tried to make like the baddest monster of all. He's combined like the beast of the land, like the strongest of the land, the strongest of the sky, and the strongest of the water.
Weird.
Now,
His
with
ultimate
your
creation.
investigation, it does look like these vials and samples are finished product of sorts.
But the last one isn't. Perhaps like the red one, the unlabeled one, even.
Eridonis, I think maybe the answers to these questions would be contained in this Cranial Archive. Perhaps
almost certainly.
Go for. I imagine the Tinkerers should be able to find a way to. I mean, they would be so curious to help us, right? We wouldn't even need to pay them.
Almost certainly. Though, of course, they are hags, so be careful, but they're probably...
They've been nothing but helpful for us.
Yes, but helpful for you doesn't mean they're necessarily on your side. It just might mean that what helping you benefits them in some way. After all, their true allegiance will always be to the Mother of Bones, so... But then again, considering Geralf's turned on them, it could be anyone could turn on them. It seems...
That's a good point, Eridonis. Why do you think Geralf, it looked like in the letter he was appreciative of the Baba Yaga's help and wanted to work with her cordially. Why do you think he, Why all this?
Well, looking at the letters, whilst he was happy to receive the information and use what's here, it seemed he didn't want to be part of some game that Baba Yaga was playing. Like, he said he was sick of games. So it's possible that Baba Yaga wanted his creations to be used in a different way, or something, perhaps?
What do you make of all this, Daya? Daya, if you had an army, it's helped out by an all-powerful being, and at the same time had a rebellious sister of sorts, wouldn't you be a bit more careful, given the situation? It seems like something spurred this on, I think.
It's possible that...
You don't think this was his plan the whole time? Like, that he was just here to use her resources for his own ends?
Sure, but why would he,
Well, what... Is it possible that maybe his sister's letters spurred him on, that he needed to do something, and if he was perhaps paid attention to rumors and such within the hut, he may have found out who Sinvala is, and thus knew that Baba Yaga would never agree on an attack against them.
That's actually a really good point, Ari. Would he have... Everyone in the hut knew that Natasha went missing. It's the worst kept secret, right?
Yeah.
So would he have put two and two together and realized that Sinvala was Natasha and that his sister had actually befriended the witch's daughter? Because that would be significant. He would actually know the location of the witch, the witch's daughter.
If memory serves me correctly, wasn't part of Natasha's work, wasn't that working with Geralt, like turning rats into something else, or was that working with Kesserask?
Working with Kesserask.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought she also worked with Geralt for some reason. I don't know why I'm thinking that.
Maybe on a minor scale to sort of extract brains and stuff, like for lobotomizing. But after that,
yes, I suppose if you're going to learn about brain surgery, other than the mind flare, probably the mad scientist is probably the next best. Perhaps to get... I mean, I don't know much about cranium rats, but they're probably smarter than the average rat, so perhaps they require other brains.
Casting spell. They were casting spells. When does a rat try to charm you? That's my kind of thing.
Yes. Eridanos just sort of considers this for a moment and just like, have you actually... No, I'm not going to ask the question.
Don't even hear it. Stop right there.
Dyer, whilst this conversation's being had, I assumed you were using the slinky down the stairs.
Yes, yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
And it triggers a massive explosion.
Boom.
Opens a portal. I don't know. Yeah, what does it do?
Well,
ninth layer of hell.
Funny you mention that. Because as you are watching the slinky go down the stairs, it is a mesmerizing thing. It is a kind of a... Well, it's a marvel you've not yet witnessed ever before. Because, of course, it's quite futuristic. And, yeah, you admire its peculiar movements and how it kind of
It's so
springs
simple,
out.
yet so elegant and beautiful.
It is.
Exactly.
And
yeah, it's wonderful.
it's hours of fun, you can imagine. As you want to go down the stairs, it making this slink, slink, slink noise. I need you to roll an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, no.
Yikes. What did I do? It's a 20.
That.
Oh, there you go.
And all the while, you simply admire its strange movements as it compresses and springs back out with each step. And it finally reaches the bottom and slink, slink, slink comes to the stop. But, yeah, as you head downstairs to pick it up.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course.
Okay, yep, you go get it. And as you go to look back up the steps, for just a brief moment, you feel a little bit disorientated. Maybe it's because you've just been watching this movement and it's kind of like got this echo in your head. But you swear for a second you see the stairs at a very peculiar, odd angle. But like after a single blink, the stairs are fine. Like the stairs are not in any way peculiar. But it was just a moment. They appeared like at an off angle.
Weird. Okay, I will not notice anything about that. I'll think it was just dizzying to watch it like spinning around.
Yeah.
And I'd shake it off. I must have taken a harder hit than I thought, but this can't be dangerous in any way possible. So I will not notice that.
Okay.
But yeah, I will pocket the slinky with the intent of maybe giving it to Grizz to play with later if he needs to be distracted.
Fantastic. All right. You can add Slinky onto your character sheet.
I have. Okay. And while the boys are looking at whatever the stuff on the table, I would also like to go to Brego's body and start kind of, as much as I can, making it human again. Like removing some of the machine parts and unplugging things.
Right.
And the intent is to do something with the body. Maybe burn it. Maybe leave it here to be picked up and buried later, but just to bring it back to normal out of respect.
Sure.
Yeah.
As you undo some of the stitching, limbs come apart. This viscous liquid does leak out, and it's not blood. Even though you've seen all these samples of blood on the table, what actually pours out is this kind of strange gunk, greeny yellowy color, and it smells kind of chemically and kind of like there's an ozone to it as well. Like you can feel like a static that's still present in there. Maybe because you're still maybe electrically charged slightly, but you definitely feel there's like a static to the liquid itself. But yeah, anyway, regardless, if you're gonna drain it out of this stuff, it's still to the brim, like as if it's replaced every ounce of blood with this stuff. But that took a while. There are chains. You've seen there actually is back over here. Yeah, this was one of the draining places.
Okay.
One of these corpses hanging up.
Ugh.
Yep. And it seems
Alright.
to be like pumped away and stuff. You could easily find meat hooks to drain the body of this stuff.
I would not be. I don't think I'd be strong enough to carry him and his monster size down.
That's true.
So I'm just gonna do this in place, let it drain out onto the floor, and kind of mop it up with whatever I can find. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll send Snurg or something with a wheelbarrow or something to pick him up later.
Yeah.
Unless well, hey Ember, do you think you could burn Brego's body just where it is? Can we do a quick cremation here, or should we?
I think it'd be
leave
a
him
pretty
in-
good idea. We deserve at least that. This is no fate. I mean, I never really knew the guy, but this is gnarly. I think
Yeah, I
I'll.
think we owe him that much just from the amount of time, the short amount of time we spent together.
As a matter of
owe him
fact,
that much.
I'm feeling a little energetic. Perhaps we should do a proper cremation here, Daya, and make sure that this being never. I mean, the last thing we want is this Greya. What the? What was the
Gisa?
sister? The Gisa to get a hold of this. What I'll do, Chris, time to try one of my new tricks. It's a level 5 spell called Immolation, and I will cast it on this body and channel it.
Oh, you
I don't
have
know if this.
immolation? Good, that's exactly what we need. Yep.
Yes. Oh, I placed a measure template. Holy shit! Why did it do that? Should not have done that. I placed a measure template for some reason. I do not want that. Go away. Oh god, I don't want to burn us all. Hang on. Bad things just happened. Oh, I want that, actually. I think it casted? I don't know. Fuck. Why do I suck at Foundry? And cast spell. Did it show up? Yeah, there we go. Immolation. Flames read together, blah, 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 blah. If the damage from this spell kills a target, the target is turned to ash. Would it turn something to ash that's already dead?
I mean, I think Chris stepped away for a second, but I mean, you've got to assume if it's dead, then it is not going to pass the dexterity saving throw.
I mean,
and we'll just.
I suppose the question is, because obviously,
The
technically,
damage kills the target is turned to ash.
technically but it can target a creature, and a corpse technically isn't a creature. Is the only question that might come up. I'm not sure.
So Chris, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to immolate Brego's body so that it can't be. I'm trying to reduce it to ash.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Using my 5th level spell slot. But James makes a good point. It's no longer a creature. So.
Oh, I see. Well, you could immolate it with, or just burn it just with normal fire.
I want to reduce it to ash. That's the key here.
Eventually, fire would do so. Well, it'd leave charred bones, but if you want to
Okay.
even reduce the bones to ash,
Maybe I
then
could use a wall of fire instead of immolation.
enough fire for long enough will eventually. It
Like
will
I don't
eventually.
think cantrips is gonna get the job done, and therefore,
I mean,
you know what
I've
I'll
got
do?
oil and matches, but if we can prevent the whole hut from burning down, like if there's a controlled fire we could cast.
Grizz Tanner, give me a hand here and help me drag poor Brego here into this room here, and
Oh, we could dissolve it.
I was
or
just...
There are vats for dissolving. Actually,
it didn't look like an acid to me, but
no,
if
you're
that's
right. There is one way we get rid of. We show. I'll show you.
I just don't want Gissa to get a hold of this. This is far too dangerous. This
Listen.
creation.
Gissa not use stitches. Gissa not use science.
It seems she's pretty scientific.
No, by the sounds of it, her methods are based on what one of the letters from Erica said. It's to do with singing. She sings the corpses to life, and it's her song which controls them.
That sounds much more kind of sorceress, like an inner ability of hers than actual
or
wizardry.
That or
Senate agrees.
that or bardic.
Senate also agrees. Again, says yes. Some sort of necromantic Pied Piper.
That sounds incredibly. Well, that would be very much like Nephany, right? We already had these kind of singing ghost creatures
Yes.
with the children. Tanner, what's with this city? My God, I can see why you guys weep. Have frequent dealings of
But-
misfortune with them. Weird city.
I suppose the difference between that and what Geralt is doing, besides method, is the result. If you just raise a corpse, you raise the corpse as it was. Yes, it might be hardier or whatever, but what Geralt has done here is he has used his science to, for want of a better word, upgrade them to make them more than just a reanimated corpse.
And you can see that evidence of their rivalry all the way through the writings. Necro warfare, they called it. Trying to see whose design was better, whose methods were more efficient.
Yes.
What if Grizz is one of Gissa's instead of one of Geralt's?
I
You
mean,
guys coming?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Get away.
Apologies. We were just discussing the finer points of necromancy.
And you see Gal picks up like a big arm. He's like carrying it in both hands.
Tanner, Grizz, help him out. Let's take care of this thing once and for all.
There appears
This
to
is
be a
one of the
brain
mutant-
on this table.
Yes. Gal doesn't
Doesn't care.
elaborate any more than that. He just says yes. He finally comes over to this hatch here. He says, once carcass chopped into smaller pieces, it'd go down here.
Why is everything here so barbaric? You all are so bizarre. Makes me sick.
Oh yeah, yeah. He lifts it up, and you see that there is a triangular vent in the bottom.
Uh-oh.
And he grabs a hold of the limb and
Wait,
tosses it down.
where does it go? Where does it go?
One of those
Oh.
holes.
Those who trash compactor,
Yep, another one of those holes.
and then dissolve.
How exactly is it dissolved?
He shrugs. Acid? Not go down there. Dangerous.
It is dangerous down there. I've been down there once, Carl. It was not fun at all. I
Did
fell
you
in a
s-
hole, didn't see it.
Did you see anything down there that might have been able to dissolve a corpse?
No, just a lot of bones and other rubbish. Really, Eridanus, nothing of interest. I think Grizz and Tanner found a little bit of a secret passageway down
Because
there, but
acid would potentially eat through flesh, but might not be concentrated enough to dissolve bones.
this all makes me nervous. I'm kind of reconsidering. Maybe I'll just do it with my flames. I think.
I actually think I'd prefer flames.
Yeah.
I trust flames more than I trust an unknown source of
Trust
acid
fire
in a
above
place
all
we can't
else.
see. Maybe we
Okay.
could put Brego on one of these draining tables so that when he catches fire, he doesn't set the rest of us on fire.
Yeah, very well. It will be quite the. I got a little bit left in the tank, Daya. I can definitely make it happen.
I could
I think-
try. I could burn it with moonlight. If you'd rather.
Nah. Never mind moonlight. I got this one, Ari.
Thank you, Ember. I think that might, if it's okay with you, I think I'd prefer that. And thank you, Carl, for the offer. But we want to see this with our own eyes. I think there are too many secret passages in this hut.
I don't. Brego wanted to be released, and there's the least we can do for him, I guess.
Agreed.
What about this stone slab here? Maybe it's a perfect shape. I can really use it if Grizz and Tanner can lift that giant body.
Yeah, potentially. Okay. He says, Grizz says, "Oh, we can get Vaughn to help us. Give us a hand."
Or Senra?
And yeah, Vaughn is. You see, as you come down to that far, you probably do see Vaughn in the distance.
Vorn's coming? Oh,
Oh.
okay. Vorn. Hey.
Vaughn is definitely going to be a strong ally of ours, so
Yeah.
he's definitely a good pick.
Yes.
What are we doing again?
We're about
We're
to.
creating a body.
Ah, yes. What?
Another.
Taking care of Brego's body.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
the bloody battlefield over here, Adonis. Seems like Vaughn has managed to dispatch both Patchwork and Many Eyes.
Evening, Vaughn, or whatever time of day it is. Hello.
Hello, Vaughn.
There's an Azza with like blood coated over his face.
It
shield.
seems you were successful.
Yes, finally. And it seems you were as well.
Yes.
Good job.
We were wondering if we could borrow your strength to help move a body so that we can safely dispose of it.
Forge
Former
Master's
colleague.
orders.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Lead on.
Forge Master's orders, apparently.
You know, if you want a body burned, my furnace will do the job.
I mean, if
If
you're
you
willing.
feel like dragging them all that way, sure. I can do it right here, though. Save you the trip.
Yes. It's in
More
here.
bones for the kindling.
It's
More scrap heap.
pretty big. It's almost as big as you.
It actually is. He goes, the hell?
This
Like they
is
created their own giant.
yes.
Geralt's been busy.
From our understanding, it's possibly a mixture of dragon blood, kraken blood, titan blood, moon druid blood.
What? Wait. Say that again. Titan.
Yes, there was some mention of titan blood.
It's impossible. There are no titans left alive.
Well, I just sort of
Grizz.
What about creatures of dragon ancestry?
yes, I was thinking something
Oh,
of
not Titan ancestry.
yes,
sorry.
I was thinking like the dragonborn,
That is up.
distant descendants of dragons.
He gestures to himself. His like blood-soaked plate there, and he goes, "Giants are the ancestors of the Titan."
Well, it seemed that he was hoping to get said blood from Grizz.
Grizz is just a big man. He's not. Or a golem, maybe even. Sorry, Grizz.
He's not a golem, Em.
We don't
Vaughn
know
just
that,
seems
Tanner.
to eye Grizz with a different look than he's ever given him before.
That
He's a
might,
mad scientist.
that
And he starts dragging the body away.
yes, though that might explain Grizz's preference for giant runes if there's something giant related to him.
Possible. We don't know much about Grizz's family, do we, Grizz?
Well, what's all this about, Grizz?
Yes,
Yes,
but
Grizz. Give us your backstory. Tell us everything.
Because I don't know, but you know, Dr. Geralt did say that my mother was science
Science.
and my father was Ludwig.
Are you sure that wasn't a metaphor of something?
though your father being Ludwig,
I think we assumed that he'd, I don't know, done something, some sort of...
no. What if Geralt never did anything to Grizz? What if
I don't think he did in the first place. I think he chose someone who was
no, but
easy to manipulate.
no, but I'm wondering what if Geralt didn't do anything to Grizz, but Ludwig did?
Oh shit.
Because
Oh.
Grizz has memories of an event, correct? But in those nightmares of yours, Grizz, do you ever see Geralt in them?
No, but looking around here, it definitely conjures up same images. There was
Well,
lightning, there were tools, gnarly stuff.
but then that could explain what you meant, Ember, that this place looked like it'd been established for years. What if this place had been established prior to Geralt getting here and he's just
You'd have to
taken
ask the
over?
Baba Yaga that. Or the Tinkerers would know that as well, I'd imagine.
Yeah,
But
so
sure, can I quickly use divine sense in this chamber?
As you're doing that, Tanner, stand back, because it's about to get hot in here.
Oh yeah,
Um,
of course.
yeah,
Oh,
in this
no, no.
Eridanus is ready with fire control. Like if it goes out of control, he's just like, right.
I mean, undead, sure. Definitely
In fact,
undead.
just before Ember does, can I stand in between Grizz and the remains of Brago and use divine sense?
Hmm.
Whoa, what the fuck is all that? I don't understand templates at all.
Wall of fire.
Anyways, I was trying to...
Yeah, you're not sensing anything as a threat right now. Grizz doesn't pick up anything of undeath, which is strange. If he is really a golem like one of these things, maybe they'd pick it up. Also, Tanner, you've come to understand that these are actually constructs, not necessarily undead.
Well, but they're
Uh,
made using dead bodies. Would they
Yeah,
not
that's
be at
what I
least
was thinking.
No,
partly undead?
I think because if you're detecting undead, you're detecting corpses raised by necromantic magic. These were revived by science. If anything, what I would guess you would, if you did it like detect magic, you might get an evocation vibe.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
There is undead coming from Dire, though.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Well, you've got a grenade full of souls.
I'm
Oh,
just going
right,
to
right,
walk
right.
over to Dyer and just kind of like look her up and down and like, huh?
Look, Tanner, you're very cute, but that's not ever gonna happen, right?
No. You see Tanner go from his
Oh,
like
no.
pale frame, like literally just spot red.
Ember,
It's
did you
literally
just
like
have to
red
roll a
light.
wild magic surge?
I just didn't. Yes.
Yeah, do you
It's
know
the
what?
same one. What I'm
Yeah,
supposed to ignore because...
That's the one where that's the one where you have to
keep
re-roll
going.
a wild magic surge every 6
Twice.
seconds for a minute.
Oh
And,
my god.
unless you get and you only ignore if you re-roll a 1 or a 2 on the dice.
Yeah.
So I'm imagining, in my head at least, that as Ember has cast this spell, suddenly, like, the flames on his body start going a bit awry. They start almost, like, shifting in, like, element to some extent. It just looks like pure chaos, and Eridanus is just like, I'm gonna back
How
away.
many times do I re-roll these surges, James?
For a minute.
Yep, so 10
Every 6
times.
seconds?
Meta, you get back here.
Alright, here goes.
No,
So as
that...
More wild surges. But don't do them all right now.
Okay.
So what you see is, as the fires are consuming this creature, they are indeed burning away different portions, whether they be mutated, kraken, scaled, or fleshy. Each fire, each burning limb seems to have a different effect as it burns away, and the fires themselves are what's causing this as well. Okay, you rolled a 6.
Yeah,
Modron
do you have the
creature.
stats for a Modron?
I mean,
I don't know
yeah,
what it does.
all right.
Wow,
Wonderful.
what is that?
Wow.
We'll continue this conversation in a minute, Diane.
Yeah,
Guys,
don't
something's
do them all at
wrong.
once.
Welcome to summoning
I'll kill
something from
myself.
something. You've just summoned something from Mechanus.
Yeah, I'll describe it when it comes. Hold on.
Lawful neutral, to the extreme.
Oh my god. I'm glad you didn't roll one higher. I'm really happy you didn't roll one higher.
Fireball.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
the wall of fire is cast along this concrete slab that I made earlier, the stone slab, so that creating a nice bonfire of sorts. To burn
So you
this
hear
creature.
the shifting of gears, and Tanner, you can hear it coming from behind you. It is down that long shaft that goes into the trash compactor, and you can hear this kind of grinding of stone and the sounds like a mechanical like whirring going on down there. And
Damn
as
it
soon
again.
as that it kind of slots into place, you suddenly see this creature
What
fly
the?
out. He has spindly little limbs attached to what looks to be like a metallic spherical ball. There's a single iris, and out of a small compartment, you see a monocle pop out and seem to like fly in front of its eye. And it seems to adjust and look around, confused, bewildered. It even kind of like stumbles into some of these crates for a moment. It has a little pair of wings. It's
Oh my
flapping
god.
around.
What the?
It looks completely lost as it inspects each one of you.
And that's around for the next minute.
Tanner, get that thing away from me! Tanner!
What is it?
Garl, is this one of Dr. Geralt's?
What the? Oh. You just hear this incessant ticking coming from it as well. Like,
Yeah, Dia backs
Could
away.
be a bomb!
What's a bomb?
Boom!
Oh, I guess we know what bombs.
Uh,
I know what bombs are.
It seems to like you, Dyer.
Yeah,
Does it look malicious?
I'll
no,
crawl up the walls. I will walk up the walls in an effort to get away from it.
it does have a little sheath on its side with a dagger-like, like a dagger-like sword, but it's not out. It's sheathed. They haven't actually drawn it. This is the creature that's kind of following you.
Oh,
It is-
it's adorable.
What
Yeah,
the heck?
I won't attack it until it attacks us. 'Cause obviously, it doesn't look like something of Dr. Geralt's.
Yeah.
But it's
Looks crazy.
like,
Maybe it's
Eridanus
one
is
of the Tinkerhead's hex
Yep.
creations.
Eridanus is just going to call out to it. Hello, can you speak?
The only thing you can hear from it that vaguely sounds like a potential language is this ticking noise, and then you start to hear like a metallic clinking. And it seems to be gesturing towards Dyer and pointing up. And it does fly up to your height.
can I insight check to see if I can figure out what it's gesturing to?
Yeah, go ahead.
18.
18. It seems to be pointing something on your person, and then it makes this slinking noise. Slink, 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 slink. Sounds just like
Oh.
slinking.
I make a coil sort of gesture with my hands, like twirl my finger in a coil circle.
It stops the noise and just lets out 2 clangs, and seems to nod as it says that, or as it makes that noise.
So 2 clangs for yes, 1 for no. Do you want the? Okay. you want the slinky? The coil? You want it?
1 clang. 3
3.
clangs.
And then it shrugs.
Okay. I'm not gonna give it to you. It's. Well, actually, I might as well give it to you. I don't think it's dangerous at all, so I'll hold it out. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a toy to me. I will hold it out on my palm.
Hold on, wait. We got a slinky.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
It was
forced
on-
Gaia to roll an intelligence save.
Everybody loves a slinky. Go,
you see
slinky, go.
The monodrone seems to be inspecting it, like almost as if it knew that you had it. And this little aerial spins around for a few seconds, pops back into its shell, and then the monocle comes out, and then it turns into like a magnifying glass. Looks at the spring, it then sort of stretches it out, and examines the properties of it and the material. And then you see like another little compartment open on it, and there seems to be a small what's it called, like a spray bottle, and it seems to like squirt it on it, and then it polishes the slinky, and then it sort of turns to the side and like begins like scratching the spherical head like on its dome,
Mm.
and then shakes its head, and
It's funny, isn't
And
it?
then-
It's nice, a nice little toy.
it hands it back to you and just shakes its head.
No,
What the?
that's not what you're looking for. Okay. Can you tell us what you want?
As you ask that, it seems to just fly off,
Oh.
and it starts looking over the piping, and it sees how rusty and misused it is, and it just starts polishing that.
So we
And
just
then it
polish the slinky and is it rust that it doesn't like?
It's like a
Yeah, it does
maze.
seem to not like rust. Yeah, you definitely immediately see that. And he does go over to the other tables, looks at the tools. There's a pair of tongs on the floor here. They look busted. He picks them up, and immediately you see like a screwdriver come out of one of his fingers. He seems to twist it and repairs the tongs. And then it goes over to the table. It refills the pen, it refills like the ink in
Yeah.
an inkwell. Seems to like what else
Hey,
does it do?
Eridanus
buddy,
thinks for a moment and
some of-
goes and
some of these
closes
things
this
are-
door.
Some of these things are very dangerous. Okay, not everything needs to be repaired. You can
Leave that
polish
alone, Naya.
What do you mean
polish
this
the
door
metal,
is-
but please don't
It seems to
repair.
do- It pulls out like what's it called? Chimney sweep. Seems to unclog this vent, and it seems to reattach a chain. Then it goes and puts a belt back on its like series of wheels. It seems to just be going from thing to thing and repairing it.
Yeah. If you see a little insectoid thing, do not repair that.
Looks over towards the big body, which is on fire right now.
Ah, stand back there.
Loses interest on it very quickly.
Oh, thank
Seems
God.
like it's only interested in mechanical things, tools, trinkets, that kind of thing.
I will follow it around, keeping an eye on it, because I do not want it to repair anything that it shouldn't.
Yeah, that's why I closed this door, because I didn't want it to go and
Yes.
repair the Tesla coils.
Yeah, exactly.
Grizz pulls out the spyglass. Says, "What about this? Can they fix this?" And the little drone flies over to it. It picks over the lens. Seems to unscrew the lens suddenly, pops it out, gives it a little polish, pops it back in, and then hands Grizz a spare lens
Nice.
out of like its own compartment. After that, it flies away. It flies back into the hole, and seems to fly down. And you hear the grinding of gears again.
Okay, that was weird. We're all agreed that was weird, right?
That was very weird.
was
I'm gonna,
very
weird.
I will peek down and see if I can hear it. So, buddy, are you okay down there?
You hear it
But,
go like clang, clang, clang.
Got another 9 of these.
Yeah.
Okay, that was strange. That was probably not one of Dr. Garrel's things, right? I mean, live in
I
the
don't
hut,
believe
think?
so. Once again, I think it might have been one of the Tinkerer's creations.
I mean,
that
yeah,
could be.
probably.
it does make sense. We'll have to ask them. We're going there later.
Right.
So
Well,
anyway, about what we
anyway.
were talking about earlier, and you can roll the next one, Ember.
Yep.
All right.
Their lens to Grizz's character sheet.
28,
Ooh,
what's that?
Next minute, your spells. Yeah, whatever. That doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, roll again.
Sure.
'Cause these would have been going on whilst he's doing all this.
Oops.
Awesome
I
mode
think
turn
I need to
again.
roll 1d100.
I just want to have one conversation.
What is that? 59.
You regain your lowest level expended spell slot.
Hey!
That's actually kind of
Hey, how
useful.
about that? I'll take a level 1 spell slot back.
And roll again. You watch the spire burning away, crackling, as it just gets rid of all the mutated flesh. It
81.
fills you with determination.
You can take
81.
one additional
Take
action
one
to me.
additional action immediately. Nah,
Yes.
whatever.
Burn morphing. And then one more, isn't it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Garbage.
Creatures have disadvantage on strength. Yeah,
So the
okay.
flames would probably get super spicy for that.
Yeah,
As,
definitely.
Right,
They start to go
four more
colour,
to go.
like- They seem to be burning like a greenish color as it gets round to sort of some of the more mutated looking stuff.
oh
A
no.
random creature within 60 feet of you becomes poison for 1d4 hours.
Oh no.
Great.
Ugh.
Great. Okay. You know what? We'll start Eridanus 1, Grizz 2, Ember 3, Tanner 4, Senrith 5, 6, Thorn
7.
7, and 8 is something else as well.
Garl.
Oh wait, there's Garl. Okay, 8's Garl, and then 9 is something
Even-
else.
Can Carl even be poisoned?
You know?
I
Let's
don't
die.
like that 9 is something else.
Di, you are immune to poison now, aren't you, at this point? No, you're not.
yeah.
Nice.
Am I? Am I immune to
No, I
poison?
don't know.
I
Have
don't
you got
think so.
No, I
purity of
think
body?
they can use an action to purify themselves of poison. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the least damaging result.
No,
then.
that's only a 10th level.
Ah,
Ah,
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
right. Then that's for 1d4 hours. You have disadvantage on everything.
Alright.
Oh my god, are you
As
okay?
the fires burn,
2
something
hours.
in the body, like a canister, explodes, and it sends a syringe flying.
Oh god, that
towards
smell!
and it kicks right into you.
You know what?
It's gone right into the back of my throat. Ugh.
Don't breathe that!
Yeah,
Not,
I'll rush
not
over.
to.
I'm assuming I understand this as being a poisonous effect.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool. Right. I boop her and
Right.
lay on hands. Get rid of that.
Pain train rolling.
Just gonna be like, whoa, you can't die. I still need this conversation. Why are you undead?
Lay on boop.
For the next minute, any flammable object you touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flame. Okay.
So just poke him through the thing because he's technically an object.
Oh my.
But yes, you are now unpoisoned. Die.
Thank you,
I'm
Tanner.
like the pinnacle of flame
It's
right
okay.
now.
What?
Cleared
the
out the
hell happened?
lungs. No, I just got a whiff of something foul. It must have been, I don't know, one of those disgusting.
Right, 2
fluids
more, I
that
think.
Brego-
Yeah.
2 more, James?
Yeah.
Okay. What's this?
Your hair
This is
falls
it.
out.
No, does it?
Yep.
What? No.
Your hair falls out but grows back within 24 hours.
Amazing.
All the
no.
flames.
I don't like that.
Oh god, so you've gone like full Hades in the Disney film where they blow his
Yeah.
hair out.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Including your fiery eyebrows, they just fall off to the floor. They seem
That's
to be
awesome.
magnetized. That's the problem. As this creature burns, you feel a magnet pull. As you can kind of step away,
Oh,
your head
right.
falls off.
Okay. Would you like to be a different race? Because this is your chance.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
what?
No,
If
no,
you
no,
die
no,
within
no,
the
no,
next
no, no.
minute, you immediately come
Only a
back to
minute,
life as
okay,
if
good.
by the reincarnated spell.
No. It's bad enough that he's lost his fire hair and in a complete panic. I'm in a room with other people, so I can't even act out how Ember's feeling right now because they'll think I'm going fucking crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
you're now a thumb genasi.
But needless
Um,
to say, you guys see Ember.
You misdirected some of the fire there. You could probably just poof that back up.
As the spell comes to an end and Ember stops concentrating on the wall of fire and hopefully the corpse is disintegrated or close to, he notices, that he's missing his hair, which is a very, everyone likes their hair. As a half bald man myself, I can definitely attest to missing the hair. He just has this look of, and is kind of just feeling around and this looks really confused.
Did you use too much fire and just put yourself out? Is that possible?
Harry, can you bring it back? My flames, maybe?
Eridanis sort of just looks for a moment and is just like, well, I suppose it could be some sort of exhaustion or something, or some sort of effect. So even though it's going to take a 4th level spell slot, why not? Eridanis is going to try to help. He's going to cast Lesser Restoration at 4th level to try to fix it.
Very
Why
sweet.
would death and paralyzed?
I don't think it counts, but it's the only thing he's got that would...
Tell you what,
There!
I'll tell you what does
I
happen
need
then.
this.
What are you talking about? Ember, are you okay?
Something's wrong. My hair's gone. Whoa. Ooh.
I think he had a little accident, a little boo boo with the.
Yeah, I think I put a bit too much into that one. Feeling pretty tired.
Hey, Ember, you gotta be careful. You might have Selhoff coming after you.
Not now.
Tell you what it
I'm
does
so
do.
sorry.
Tanner,
Is it
not now.
It doesn't bring back the full head of hair, but you do see one little candle light on the top of its head.
Well,
Like
it's like Zuko's hair, where he's got it like tied up into just like the little top knot sort of thing,
Yeah.
but that's all he has.
That's it.
I don't
Um,
want to. I don't want Lady Moore to see me like this. This is. I definitely don't want to see Elena. Not like this. This
Yeah.
is horrible.
Well,
silly. If she loves you, she won't care.
that's true.
I'm not Maya.
You get the impression though that this is a slow process that will eventually
Yeah.
return his head. to full.
I think it's going to... It looks like it's just going to take a bit while for the spell to fully take effect. So I think your hair may come back. And if... What I understand from animals, sometimes it can come back even better than before.
I like the sound of
There you
that.
go, not so bad.
This is actually true. How do you think I got these locks?
More, a little bit more flame, maybe a little more intensity.
Possibly.
Yeah, there's a
Much more
story I have
befitting
to
of my status.
Maybe it'll even burn blue because that's a hot flame, right?
Perhaps.
Or
That'd be
white.
kinda neat. Hot
White.
white. Yeah.
White would be cool. Give you
Yeah,
sort of
well,
like
that
a
would be like
venerable sort of thing, but from heat.
There's the.
Though...
my head
He's just got a flaming afro.
What a scene, man! What a scene.
Wait. Does
flame
wait?
through.
No, this just raises a question. If Ember's hair can go out and Eridanis' hair is water, can he restyle it with shape water?
Yeah, maybe.
He's going to try to shape water and give himself an afro. Just see if it works.
Sure.
Do you
Yeah,
have
you can
watery
style
hair
it.
too? Like, is that a thing?
I get. Well, it kind of looks in the picture.
Cool.
I'll
And
say
then
you
it'll
can
just
style your own hair.
Yeah, and then
Just
it'll
looking
just
dire. Like Genasi's are weird.
and then he'll just
Nazis
go
are
back.
really weird.
He'll just go back to normal and just actually he'll just sort of just for the sheer hell of it, like start focusing and then just make it go into like Super Saiyan style and like, oh, that's cool, and then he'll just put it back to normal.
Yeah. So cool, Harry. So cool. It's nice to have a nice big head of hair.
Well, if that can work, do you have the spell? What's it called? Control flames or anything like that?
Of course, Harry.
Well,
Ridiculous.
could you try to manipulate your what's there to go back to normal?
I'll take care of this later. This my hair is it's not I don't know. I've never really understood it, but I definitely take pride in its beauty.
Does anyone have minor illusion? Maybe if we run into Elena, we can just cast a little minor illusion for him. You know, just.
I
That'd be
have an idea.
nice.
If we stop by the music room again, I might be able to knit you a little hat.
Oh.
Ah, Tanner, sure, that'd be great. I've never actually been able to wear a hat for extended periods of time. So,
I can imagine it would just be like, you know, one of those pointy gnome hats, but it's just kind of like a flame. So
Yeah.
you'd be
Yeah,
like
go
a
night,
candle.
Poncho. Good luck.
Right, shall we are
Poncho
we
and a dunce cap. Very nice cap.
yeah,
Thank you.
are we finished here?
Yeah, I think so.
My
Right.
my
Enough
thought process,
baldness regret.
my thought process would be bathhouse to clean up, and then Baba Yaga's chamber to let her know that the job is done.
Well, but we were thinking perhaps before we go to Baba Yaga, perhaps getting all of the information we can, which would mean going to the Tinkers or Terrig first to find out about this Ludwig skull thing.
Possibly
Yeah.
both. Get a little bit more information
Cranial
on
Archive.
the things we found. And then we
So-
get Baba Yaga with a complete report.
Perfect. So
But I'm all for the bathhouse, though.
Yeah.
This place has left an unpleasant odor in
Yeah.
my clothes and my hair.
It is
oh,
truly
I know the
just
feeling.
revolting in here.
Yeah. Eridanis just wants to do one last quick tour of just the other desks here, just to see if there's anything that immediately catches his eye. Not like a thorough inspection, just like quick glance over.
Give me one last perception check.
Perception. I can do perception.
Yeah,
No
if you're just
guidance.
There you
glancing.
Damn, can you ever? +9, very nice.
There does seem to be a number of things that Carl is gathering up, and a lot of them are syringes that were laying around, filled with this viscous lightweight substance. And there are notes on this as well, 'cause especially here, glance
Yeah.
across, there is actually a journal open. It does seem to have descriptions on how to
Yeah.
see. In my notes. It has descriptions on how to construct monkuli. It has like little journal notes as well, like footnotes saying, "Let those let those idiot witches tremble. A new era of unlife begins here and now."
That's not good.
That's
Okay.
evidence. Let's take that with us.
We'll take that with us.
More
But
incriminating evidence.
yeah,
fine.
but other than that, and the notes and the syringes, I will quickly ask Garl, the little insect things who've been crawling around. What are those injecting people with? Obviously, it's some kind of poison, but
That is what we animate the undead, the corpses with.
so
It is a mixture of blood and a concoction that is magnified, I guess. Is it conductive? That's the one.
So by
Whose
injecting
blood?
it into a corpse, it can bring it to life. But by injecting it into a living thing, it can bring it to death.
Yes. He sort of look, and he grabs one of the syringes, sticks it in the brain that's sitting on the table. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. But he says, then you charge it. And he grabs a couple of crocodile clips, sticks it to either side of the brain, turns on a switch, and you start to see the brain suddenly animate, and you see like where its brain cortex and stems are suddenly animate like little writhing tentacles,
Weird.
and it starts to like get up. It looks around left and right, and everyone hears like a psychic voice in their
Ah!
head, like, "Oh, what's happening? Help me!" And you see that Carl quickly picks up a hatchet and just chops straight into it.
God.
Oh.
Whose brain was that, Garl?
Maybe one of Nicholas's friends.
Nicholas.
It was, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
one
if
of
you're
the
wondering
guys.
about-
That was the Dr. Garl slash name.
Yes. So if you're wondering about what that was all about, that was from a previous campaign, and Carl will describe. Oh yes, Nicholas was a brain in a jar we animated a while back.
Oh, I thought I remember. Yeah.
We gave it to Agatha as a present. So it was it got put on a shelf in the start of the hut.
That brain, that was the one that tried to get us trapped in there, I think.
There you go. You
Change
remember.
places with us.
That is Nicholas.
Yeah, we killed him, I think.
Yeah, the one that
left
tried to take over Grizz.
him.
Yep. And you all got very lucky that you didn't swap with him, because if Nicholas gets swapped, he is in the campaign for a very long time, and he's almost undetectable. He knows everything about that person and basically plays off as them. It's like a changeling replacing someone in your party. The real person is then trapped within that brain in the jar, and all their memories and such. And of course,
And it
what
just
happened
plays
to a
the rest of
previous-
the campaign from the lab.
Yep. And
For my turn, I do nothing.
What happens to the player character then? Or the players themselves?
Well, what I'd normally do is I'd have the player say, look, play your character as normal, but when the time comes, if Nicholas wants to do something that's basically, if he wants to start pursuing his own goals, then I'll take control of your character and then we'll see what happens.
Oh, that would be kind of fun.
That's
Oh,
horrible.
okay.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like if a werewolf bites you, sort of thing. The DM can choose to take control of them, sort of thing.
Yep.
Nice.
And what happened in the previous playthrough is when Nicholas, rather the character, finally came across Dr. Geralt, they saw him as a brilliant mind and one who could easily then have a plethora of different choices with many different brains. It was basically just right up Nicholas's alley. So he tried to switch with Dr. Geralt. It worked. The body then kind of fell. I can't remember how it all went down. But basically, Dr. Geralt became Nicholas. Nicholas was
Okay.
Dr. Geralt. Like, continued his work for him. It was quite crazy.
Right.
And they did eventually get their original body back. And the second playthrough, they saw the brain and they immediately firebolted it. They were like, nope, don't want anything to do with that. They killed it immediately. And the other group spoke to the second group and were like, what? You didn't have to deal with Nicholas? Oh my god. It's basically like killing the big bad straight away. Because they had such a hassle with it. Anyway, you guys killed it as well.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That's amazing.
Right.
That's
I'm
fun.
glad I got no part of that.
Yeah,
So-
because was probably one of Nicholas's friends. Brain in a jar. And yeah.
Stay
Wait a
away from
minute.
those kind
Wait a
of
minute.
things.
Are we sure that Ember wasn't taken over by Nicholas? Because Ember has made some very questionable decisions.
You want me to find out?
Yes, please.
Stay away from me.
Okay, sit on the bottomizing table.
No, absolutely not. Born.
Just a test. Just a test. Just a test.
your forge
Just to make
master.
sure.
It's
Just you not let this happen.
Remember that voice that was telling you to kill people? Yeah, I'm worried about that a little bit still.
Diet? No, that's not what. That was a candle diet. That wasn't Nicholas.
I'll
That
pick
wasn't
up a hand
great.
drill.
You
It
don't know
don't
that.
hurt much. It only hurt for a little bit. You picked up like a hand drill.
No, there's no way Ember's letting this happen. Yeah, you
Oh.
put that down, Carl.
to be honest,
Tanner?
I kind of like Ember as he is, as much as he annoys me. So let's just leave him as he is.
Yeah, Vorn, come here.
Alright, Garl, is there another way we can test this?
You're out of your mind. What's wrong with you?
Just realised
Eridanis.
that there was
I
next
worry
one
about
on
you.
Yeah,
You're a
Eridanis is
very-
looking at this, seeing if it's still stable.
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, there was an enemy I forgot to do. I'll leave it there.
Oh look, there's an on switch on this. Someone forgot to turn it on.
That'll be it. Yep. I'll get out of juice.
Would you mind
this
if
gets like deadly poison to living creatures.
yes.
Not good.
Would you mind if we take this one with us so that we can maybe the tinker hags might be interested in it?
I can give you each party bag when you leave.
Thank you. That would
Oh,
be
lovely.
suitable, though. Yes.
Garl, you're
Yeah.
so helpful. What are you gonna do now that Dr. Geralf is temporarily unemployed?
Must clean this place. It probably needs repurposing. A new owner when they come. Whoever Baba Yaga decides to hire.
You think she's gonna hire another person after everything that's gone down?
Good question.
I'll
I'll not
surprise
know.
me. The position's just emptied up, so it has to be filled somehow.
Yes.
But the
Maybe the
position...
Velen come back.
Maybe who comes back?
Oh,
Sorry.
Lavellen. He was
Lavellen.
necromancer wizard.
Yeah, you took that book.
He
Took
sounds super
the
sketchy.
book from.
I suppose
library.
before we leave, Senrith, would you mind going and fetching Dr. Geralf? He's tied up on the balcony. We probably shouldn't leave him alone. I'd almost forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Eridan.
on the fire.
Yeah,
Just gonna
Eridanis is
leave him
just
there.
sort of observing this room and thinking. But
I'll go drag him.
as we're doing like this, sort of about to just go to the bathhouse again to wash up before meeting with the Tink Hags. Do you want to use that moment to take a break before we continue?
Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Alrighty.
Good stuff, guys.
The last thing that I want to say as we're leaving the room, I would have dragged Ember back to the back of the group, just out of earshot of everyone. Just says, Ember,
Yes.
am I cute?
Yeah, you're a good-looking man, Tanner. I wouldn't have somebody, kind of. If you're gonna be my grand vizier, you're gonna have to look good, right? Yeah, you're a good-looking man, Tanner. Elf, elves.
Well, I just would have thought, that dashing, charming, handsome, angelic, but cute
Angelic, sure. Yeah, that's a good one.
makes me feel like a puppy.
Who said you were cute? It's okay, Tanner. It's
It's nothing. Shut up, Ember.
Right.
Oh, cute. I've met Papa loaves of bread.
There he goes again. The beaming red light of Raziel.
Perfect.
Right.
All right, let's take a break.
Right.
See you guys in 5.
Yep,
See
we'll
you in a
be
bit.
right back.
Oh yeah.
3, 2, 1. Here we go.
And welcome back. All right. Then, as you're about to leave this hideous place once and for all, you see Garl is at the entrance, or at the exit. He seems to be holding several party bags ready for you guys to leave. When I say party bags, they're like sackcloth, thing with blood, and he'll hand to you. Thank you for visiting all the reanimation. We hope you enjoyed your time here. And
Never again, Garl. Never again. But you were great. You were great. You know, if you ever need if you ever want to clean a nice temple in Gaidea or something, let me know and I'll see if I can make it happen for you.
Okay.
You do a great job.
Well, if you wish to come back for another shocking revelation, then feel free. Don't slip on the blood on the way out. Eridanus, if you go to the tables, rollable tables tab, you'll find something called Things Found in a Grave. It's the closest table I could find.
Oh god, there's so many tables.
Maybe just one.
I love Golem, man.
On the compendium, in the rollable table.
Yeah, he's great.
Oh, yep, there. I can only see Kavar as a rollable table.
Underneath that.
Oh, yep, there it is. Yeah. So you just want me to roll once on that?
Yep, and everyone else should follow along and do that as well.
Roll.
What are we rolling?
Go to the rollable tables.
And just roll whatever?
Okay, cool. So he hands you a sackcloth bag and it's full of rock. Thank
That's actually not necessarily a bad thing.
you.
Because technically, I could use that with Wrath of Nature because you can cause loose rocks to launch at a creature.
Enjoy. They're the best rock money can buy.
How do I roll?
Oh!
Sorry, how do we roll?
Okay, so on the top tab, on the top right, there is
Look
one
at that!
rollable tables. And if you just click that, you'll see at the bottom Things Found in a Grave.
I'm fucking rich! Let's
Go.
go!
I found Things Found in a Grave, but it's just giving me the list rather than...
Yeah, if you scroll to the bottom.
There's a
A
thing that
corpse
says
curled
what?
on its side with its arms around a mummified pseudo-dragon.
Okay, so therefore, so this is basically what they've done is they've dug up bodies and corpses, and all of this stuff is junk that they have with them in all the reanimations when they were digging for corpses. So what they give you, Sarah Jane, is a sack with a mummified pseudo dragon inside of it.
Wow, thank you, thank you,
You're welcome.
Carl. Oh, Tanner, that's a victim of torture. Oh God, that's
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
You get a skeleton of several rodents together. These persons are cool. So you get a bag of rats. Yeah.
no,
and
do
it
you know
will-
there was a medieval torture
Yeah.
Like
I
they
don't
put
know,
like
yeah.
a cage of rats.
Yeah.
where you put a
Yeah.
cage of rats at the person's stomach. I don't know if that's if that actually
can't-
happened or if it's an urban myth.
And then
but
I've seen it in a film because you then heat up the thing, and the rats have only one way to get out through you.
yeah,
Carries down.
yeah.
That's
So,
awful. Oh,
It
that's
is
awful.
pretty gross.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Right.
doesn't just give you it's actually the stomach lining that he hands up to you.
Oh my
And
God.
inside is one of those syringes
Thank you.
and a bunch of dead rats. Or maybe there's some still alive. You don't know. Okay, and then lastly,
You don't know.
yeah, you gotta open it. Then. There is dead. The opening skull has been crushed as if it were blue heel. A leather bag has been thrust into the opening. The leather is still bloodstained and still slightly rotting. The leather bag contains several sets of human teeth.
That
Oh,
is
thank
twisted.
you.
That's
Oh,
gross.
there's is it like a maraca or something? And he like shakes it.
I
don't
don't
know
know why I expected anything less.
I mean, there are rumors that maracas were just made with baby teeth, but
Oh,
Oh wow,
Oh wow,
fair.
that's
Hmm.
wow.
That's
Ugh.
creepy. And then Senra's gonna take one as well. What is the mayor of a nearby town?
What?
Body? No, he doesn't get it. So
The
in this
bag has
case,
a body in it? There's straight up body. Okay.
It's
no,
got
no,
like a
in,
big thick chain around its neck. That's how you know it's the mayor.
Uh,
so in this case, you would probably see that he gets like the mayor's badge or like kind of office, right?
yeah,
Got a key to the city.
it's
Yeah,
like
like
it. Yeah, I like to
It's
think it's like from Small Sprout or whatever the nearby town is.
That's a halfling body.
Oh no.
pulls
Oh.
out the key. He's like, what the hell?
Well, I think the mayor that was the innkeeper as well. She was the bartender, but she was also said she was the mayor or the boss of the town or something.
And all together as well. What did you get? Ember? Oh yeah, you got 500
I
gold.
got rich, man. Hiya, look at this
What
art.
the fuck?
Well, you've got a painting worth 500 gold.
Worth 500, not 500.
Yeah.
But if you can find like a
I'm
rich
selling it for
goth
sure.
somewhere,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
I throw the skull away and the crap that's holding it, and I take the painting.
Okay, and amongst the bags, there is also 3 syringes he hands them to you. They are effectively, think of these as a spell scroll of contagion. So if you want to drag on this onto your sheet, all you need to do is do a search for contagion and just drag it onto your inventory instead of your spell sheet, and then rename it to like syringe of viscous vitae or something.
Was that player's handbook or Xanathar's?
It should be if you just do control space and type in contagion, either one. But it's there. I think it's spelled
Space.
FRD.
As much as I love the gift, Chris, I won't be taking it.
You don't want yours? You don't want the syringe? It's in there in your bag.
No.
There we
You've
go.
got one of them,
Spell scroll contagion.
and then you can just rename that. So it's a one-use. It's a one-use of contagion, effectively.
But you don't need to be have it on your spell list to use it, so that's kind of cool.
Nope.
Right.
Exactly.
As Eridanus leaves, he once again eyes the walls of the vaults, just like
Really
it could.
Hold on, I'm
Item.
just so
Item. Okay. Item.
Ember, Dire, and Eridanus each have one.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Contagion. Sweet.
All right. With that, you guys exit and go back to.
And a piece of art worth 500 gold pieces, which I will add. Loot.
Yeah, pretty solid find.
Yeah,
I
that's a
got a-
great find.
And I got a
Pretty
bag
happy
of
with
rocks.
Dagger. Hell yeah.
Painting worth 500 GP.
And then the syringe. on the table.
Yeah, I like to think that Eridanus is doing his best Jack Sparrow impression. I've got a bag of rocks. I've got a bag of rocks, and guess what's inside it?
Anybody want to trade?
No,
But,
these
unless
are
you got
my
500 gold pieces.
these are my rocks.
There are many like them, but those ones are yours.
Yeah. Eridanus, as he leaves, is going to look at the walls of both of the vaults on the side and just see what they're made of.
The walls are stone.
Hmm.
Okay.
The temptation, but Vaughn's and the Azers are here. Or have
No,
did they leave way before?
Well, they can see you through there. That's for sure. There's some of the others like cleaning up.
Yeah.
One
Herod-
probably doesn't want to go back in.
Yeah, Eridanus is. So these sort of like force things, we can see through those, or
Yes.
okay, Eridanus is just gonna have a look at what he can see in both of these, because obviously there's a book, and then it looks like there's a staff.
There's a bunch of magical items. Book, stave. There's a shield as well. Like a set of daggers, long sword, short sword.
Okay, and then he's gonna have a look in this, which looks like it has lots of armor.
There is. sets of full plates, there's sets of half plate, and right at the back there's this kind of reddish armor. It seems to be kind of like samurai style armor.
Yeah.
Got like an Oni mask kind of thing. It's on its shoulders, like on the shoulders, and
I
they
mean,
actually have weapons in hand as well. Some of them have swords and shields. Some of them have like a claymore. One of them has a banner.
Eridanus is just like,
No, Aerodonus, not that one, not that one. That one's bad.
well, it's
If you
not...
look in there, you see the ugly basilisk.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
pretty
gonna
scary.
try. I'm not gonna try for that one, but Eridanus is just like, I could get into this vault if I wanted to. And then he's just like, just sort of looks at Ember and is just like, if Baba Yaga doesn't give us a reward for this, hypothetically speaking, would you want to take one for yourself?
Well, Tyro described that book over there as one that would... You could read it for a while and become a bit more healthy. Definitely something that would interest me, yes.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Not saying that we would do such a thing, but, you know, just in case...
I take pride in my a great health and well-being.
Yes.
Eridanus, a leader needs to be healthy and strong of body. You would
Set
not
a good
want to
example.
be weak and...
Set a good example for your
susceptible.
people and such.
Yes, of course. Look your best and be healthy. That's...
Now,
Yes.
for speaking of looking our best, so shall we go wash up in the bathhouse quickly and then go to the Tinkers after that?
I'd be
Oh,
very,
yes, please.
very happy with that.
Yeah.
To the bathhouse.
To the bathhouse.
How's that way?
I think is this
The
way.
common area. Most visited area goes to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
Did you
It's our
plan
home.
it for it to be like
A social hub.
a social hub? You shouldn't have put healing magic in there. Also, it's
Yeah.
very cool. I genuinely in
Yeah,
real
I-
life want to have a bathhouse on hand.
If I was in this hut, I would spend a majority of my time in the bathhouse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like my friend's just got a hot tub and I'm quite jealous.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's a win.
But
Yeah.
like a room with like a hot tub and a cold pool and a warm pool and a sauna all
A
at once.
sauna, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, we had whilst
Need.
because I went to Centre Parks not last year, the year before, which was honestly probably one of the cheapest holidays I've ever been, despite how expensive Centre Parks is, because my friends paid for it all
There you go.
because they came into a huge amount of money and just like took like 12 of us.
nice.
Damn.
And
Fucking right.
That's some
Yeah.
good friends. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
I mean, we had to pay for like our own food and if we wanted to do any of the activities, but still, it was a great time. And each of our like cabin sort of things had a hot tub and sauna. So
There you go.
the hot tub was an end of day thing pretty much every day.
Would there be
Absolutely.
pixies? Was that pixie there when we?
No.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you can make your way back. The statue of Jaden Thor still remains, and you guys dip in the cooling waters or the hot waters, depending on whatever setting you
Yeah.
you see.
Oh, first hot then cool is the way to do it.
Yeah, I'll
Right.
just enjoy the hot waters, and after that,
Yeah. Eridanus is once again looking at the statue and just like, I wonder if I use some of the technology and stuff from the halls of reanimation, could I make this statue into a water feature? He's
Maybe.
determined. He's trying to think because there's all like the pipes and stuff and the pumps. So,
Good work.
have it sprout out its mouth or something.
yeah,
One of the...
it's kind of what I'm thinking. Or like out of both horns. Well, depending on what position he's in, like I could always almost imagine like if his like hand was as if casting a spell and you have it coming out the hand.
Do we know what pose he's in? I've been imagining
He
sort
was-
of a neutral pose, but that would be cool.
He was probably
Pose.
in
He was
angry
trying to-
pose.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, like he was fighting off the Medusa.
he's still got this kind of growling expression on his face. All right.
Good. I don't feel sorry for him.
No.
So, guys, you can, if you're sitting in here for a little while.
Yeah, we'd be out of here as soon as need be, because
Yeah, we're just washing
I don't
up
think
in
we're-
there.
This is a wash, not a relaxation thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Though
Alright.
is also Knight. Are you still here?
Oh, what's
gone.
up?
Oh yeah.
I was just-
Hello there.
yeah, Eridanos is gonna go
Room for
over
one
to this
I guess
room
finish
after
cleaning
he's washed up, because this was the room Varen was staying in, right?
It is, yeah.
Oh,
So
good call,
he'll
James. Good call.
he'll knock on the door.
Actually, looking at it, no one's in at the moment. By the looks.
Oh, fuck.
Shame.
Good call, though, James.
Well, Varen's not there. That's slightly disappointing.
Damn it.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel much better now. This bath always really brings out the best in me. You all look so much more spry now. We really took a beating in that fight.
I mean,
I'm so glad to smell better. Honestly.
I mean, it wasn't
I know the feeling.
It wasn't necessarily even a beating for the most part. It was the electricity.
And
Like,
the poison. Yeah, I got poisoned.
well, yes. That sounds like a you problem. It didn't happen to me.
Damn.
No,
Your
Eridanos,
sympathy, as
come on.
always, is noted, Eric.
but Eridanos did heal you of the poison at least once.
Yes, he
so,
did, and I'm grateful. I'm always grateful.
Yep.
Better healed you the second one. See, you got good allies here, Gaia. We're here to help you.
Actually, didn't you get poisoned like 3 times and we had to heal you?
Yes, three
Yeah.
separate times. It's left a little bit of a mental scar. Let's not talk about it.
You know,
I'm making sad for everyone.
You're making what?
Sad.
Oh.
What?
Oh,
Thanks,
I
Chris.
just can't believe about Brago.
It's pretty sad. I wonder how they captured him. He was pretty tough. He remember Tanner? He turned himself into a bear.
Yeah.
if he was caught on his own somehow, but I mean,
Or a wolf. Sorry.
Oh, God.
we never did find out why he left. Like why he left on his own. Could
my
he have
God.
been lured out somehow?
Oh, God.
Chris, that's too many. That's too
Oh my
many.
god.
Okay, alright.
You're stepping too close to the sun, Grizz.
I mean, with the amount of undead on his side, Brago could have been taken out that way, or even maybe when he was sleeping, if that one of those things injected that poison into him, because it's almost lethal to living creatures, and he wouldn't have needed it to be living in order to reanimate it. So,
Why Brago of all people? It's
well, you said he turned into a wolf, right?
He was physically very strong. Yeah.
yeah.
An ideal candidate.
I mean, as a
Chris!
druid, and particularly as a moon druid, he would be perhaps quite susceptible to form changes. So, and perhaps,
I guess. I'm not sure.
and perhaps this is just pure speculation. Perhaps Geralt wanted something like Grego. Can you imagine that sort of thing if it could then wild shape?
Chris, you're having way too much fun right now.
I literally can't. You're gonna have to reload.
Oh God.
Don't say my
Chris,
computer
what
has...
does I'm gonna reload here. What would Ember know about lycanthropy? Like, would he know anything about that?
Yeah, you can roll an Arcana check.
Oh fuck, I'm reloading.
Yeah, I'm
Once you're back in your
I'm thinking, and it's. I mean, because one of those vials we found was moon druid blood, and that one looked like a more complete sample sort of thing. So, it's possible that maybe moon druid blood was a necessary part of the process. Almost like
Perhaps, yeah,
Well,
or maybe it was just his blood. Maybe it was
maybe
just
it was
his
just
blood.
his blood, and
Maybe.
you
Yeah.
need
Alright.
some part of the original vessel to
Yeah.
proceed.
Or were these different bloods like creatures that he had taken original samples of in the blood and then used their parts to.
Yes, that's what I'm
Like, would he have
wondering.
taken? He can't
Gregor's
take a
blood is in
kraken.
another
Like a
creature.
kraken's stronger than him.
No,
He
but
couldn't have taken a
he might
kraken.
not have. It's possible that that was provided by Baba Yaga.
And a dragon. That's crazy. A friggin' dragon blood. That's for necromancer. That's better than gold, man.
I mean, with
Dragon blood. That's.
I mean, it's. I mean, this is. This actually feels like. For want of a better word, this feels like a medicine check because I'm thinking like with like organ transplants and stuff, you have to be like your blood types have to be compatible and stuff in order for the transplant to work. But I don't know if Eridanus would know that.
It's a 13 on the Arcana, Chris.
Okay. 13. You know werewolves exist. You know that there are some variations. You know, not sure how far that extends as well. You've heard of like bears, maybe. Your knowledge doesn't extend onto how the curse was brought about or how it ends. You do
Okay.
know that Silver Blade will do the trick, maybe. But
I would just volunteer that information. I don't think Rago was a werewolf, though.
No.
He seemed in control of his faculties.
Well, if that moon druid blood was his, then he could wild shape like most druids. They're able to take the form of beast to be close to nature, and moon druids are particularly adept at it. No, Eridanus definitely doesn't know anything about blood transplants and types.
no.
But
But
he's
10,
just
that's pretty good.
yeah, he's just gonna say it's possible that maybe, as you said, maybe it's something to do with in order for the body to work, the blood has, but that's kind of beyond me. That's, you know,
Well, I'm sure the answers are in that thing.
yes.
I think so, Grizz. I
Right.
guess that means it's time to
Yeah,
see if we can get some answers. For you, Grizz?
yeah.
Hmm.
So Eridanus will step out, shape water himself dry, and
I'll
do
do
the same for
something
Grizz.
similar, but use my flames to do so.
And I'll do the same for
And
Tanner
not
as
to be
well. Speed
upsold.
dry.
I'll catch up with the rest of you later.
Yeah.
Sinner is only going into the path once you guys leave. Maybe he's shy.
Or maybe he wants to take off his mask and he can't do that with others around.
He does seem to be pushing his hand up to his face and waits for you guys to fully leave.
Eridanus is just like, I really wish I had the necessary items for scrying. I'm curious what he looks like under there.
Senrith, we'll be at the Tinker's, okay?
All right.
Is that this way?
Any restorative properties from those lovely waters?
If you stay in there long enough, you can get that.
I guess we weren't in there long enough then.
Nah, we were more just in there for a quick wash to...
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No problem.
Right. Let's see here. You want to get to the Tinker Hags, don't you?
Yeah.
There's bubbles everywhere.
We're
Snug.
the library, isn't it?
Snug.
I did turn off the bubbles, so I don't know why. If they're still on for you, you might have to refresh again. But
Oh, darn.
I'll
Okay.
change the scene for you anyway.
Right, is
probably don't
Snug
know about
actually
it.
here?
Yeah, he actually is.
Hey, Snug.
Okay.
Hey, Snark.
Would you, just so that we don't get lost, I don't think we would, but just for ease, could you take us to the Tinker Hags?
Okay. I'm this way. And he's gonna lead you.
Yeah.
Snurg, has everybody gone back to where we'd expect to find them now that the threat of the Shadow Beast has been dealt with?
Yes.
And the threat, once again, we are the heroes that you imagine us to be, Snurg. We've sufficiently dealt with with Dr. Carroll's problem.
Yes, congratulations. Well done. You're the hero. And he gives a little clap.
Thanks, Snurg. I'm glad to be recognized as what I am. This hut couldn't really function without me, Snurg. You know that, right?
Though,
And me.
yes,
You're replaceable, Snurg. But me, I can't be.
No, Snug's cool. But speaking of being irreplaceable, Eridanus thinking of just this sort of funny idea. The halls of reanimation is in need of cleaning, and currently Garl's doing it. You don't want him to outshine you, do you?
Oh. But that place is really icky. Carl once tried to. Well, he said that I would make good parts of Geralt's new creations.
Oh, Geralt's not there anymore.
Hey, I don't have to worry about that anymore, Snurg.
Oh, well,
Divination chamber.
okay, yeah. You are led into Tinker Hags, probably via that staircase that's just behind you.
Yep.
Perfect.
Good whatever time of day it is, lovely ladies.
Oh, welcome. You returned. Have you actually tested out our equipment yet?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I
And
have.
we've
Oh,
actually
Grizz
come
did.
with a bit of a challenge of your skills, potentially. I'm sure it is beyond, like, easy enough for you, but well beyond us.
What is it?
I'll pull forth the brain. Put it
Yeah.
this way. Much more intricate than the devices you made to have us test, which, by the way, all worked brilliantly without any mechanical faults whatsoever. Good, happy to report. And I will show them the Grizz. Please, if you will, the spyglass and the dragon and then I'll show them also the Cranial Archive. So and then explain basically where it came from and what I know about it, which is very limited, and what I was hoping that they'd be able to maybe accomplish, what we could accomplish to kind of mutually benefit each other.
Well,
With learning about it.
I would say that prototypes, they are good for your hands. I would say you can continue to use them. They're yours to keep. We
Well, that's
will,
great.
It's not going to blow up in my face or anything, is it?
It is a prototype, Tanner.
They might eventually, but that's the point.
I
To
mean,
test the limits.
fair.
Will
Now we
it
know
give
the
me
design.
warning at least?
But now we know the design works, then we can begin making more of them. Now,
I have prepared proper data analysis of their performance, and I'll show like maybe like I don't know if I had a piece of paper with written down like success versus failures, which they've all be successes because I don't think we had one failure.
Not
You know,
yet.
yeah.
lucky. Maybe this will help you analyze and in future make better beta prototypes.
Yeah, so this goes on for like a good 10 minutes, detailing how it works, etc., etc. And after that, Pandora Pictures is probably wondering now, what is this device you have here then? Where did you find it?
It's called the Cranial Archive. It has the memories of one Ludwig, assistant or protege of Dr. Geralf's. We found it in his personal chambers, of course, after we slew him for his indiscretions, shall I say. I think that there's much to learn about engineering and tinkering within these minds. That would be for you. For us, we're hoping that in return you'd be able to extract information about Grizz's current condition or possibly something about Titans.
Interesting.
It's some kind of plug.
Yes, it was from the halls of reanimation. We believe it contains the memories of Ludwig, who at a guess, my thought was that he was more the mentor than the protege, but that's
Pardon
What-
me,
what
Hank
about what
Aradonis
My
says.
impression as well, yeah.
Yeah, pardon me, I misspoke. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, easy enough to do. They're very similar words. I don't blame you at all in that case.
Harry, enough of that.
That, I was fine.
Harry?
MB.
What about me?
Never.
Don't call me
never
that.
Call him that again, please. That even made me cringe.
I will hand it over to Pandora, Pigtooth, and allow her to take a little more hands-on glance with it.
And where's Many Eyes?
Destroyed by Vorn.
Well, that's no good. He was our guardian. Yeah. Is it funny
He was made under deception. He actually
He was
very tricksy. You wouldn't want him in here anymore. Trust me. He was tasked with retrieving artifacts and other things. We found the zombies carrying actually skulls from the museum. I imagine if he's instructed to do things of that nature, he might have started taking some of your very important trinkets here.
Yes, and looking at the notes we found, there is a note from Geralt that basically this will show the hags the true meaning of like the new stages of undeath or something like that.
Oh, that's right too. Yeah, he really liked collecting body parts, and I imagine hag parts would have been right up his alley.
You have that with you, don't you?
Yeah,
Can you show that to him?
yeah.
That bastard girl. Always thought he was better than us.
Yeah, definitely. You guys are way better. You guys are way cooler.
Yes.
He was a lunatic.
Your
You guys are inspirational.
and your place doesn't just poison you by breathing the air, which is a fantastic improvement. The place stinks.
Well, at least there's a little bit more room now. Still, it was a good
Well,
defense. He was a good deterrent from the green hags next door.
I mean, potentially, I don't know how suitable it would be, but would the halls of reanimation, because of all the machinery and stuff there, be a good place for you to move to additional tinkering, perhaps?
Not a
a lot
bad idea.
more space to work with.
It would take a long time to move everything. And we've got it all organized here, but, well, we'll see what...
Just a
what's on my
suggestion.
Yeah, it's there if you need it.
Now, this thing is, she seems to handle the cord, seems to look at it and says, "Hmm. Did Geralt have some sort of socket in his brain?
Yes, he
Yes.
did, indeed.
Hmm. That was probably made for this thing to plug into, but that was probably what made it safe to use for him. But I imagine if someone else was to use it, they would have to stab it directly into their cortex, which would hurt a lot.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the pithing needle you're working on, Peggy. And
What?
Peggy like leans from the table and says, "Ah, yes, this thing, you mean?" And she retrieves a long needle.
Oh,
I'd like that to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I can't do that because my foundry is stalled. I don't know
Okay.
if you can do that for me, please.
Sure. Saves. Wisdom.
And you're near Tanner, so you get the
that's
bonuses.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
gonna
yeah.
hide behind Tanner as soon as I see the needle.
Yeah. You shield yourself from behind Tanner, and
Yeah.
thankfully you're on good terms with Peggy, Polly, and Pigtooth. You don't imagine them just suddenly lunging towards you to stab you. It does unnerve you. You're not like frightened or anything of these guys.
No. No, it's
so
it's
the-
just kind of grossing me out a little bit. It's not. I'm not scared.
This is, it's strange. It's kind of got like a filigree, and at the end, it's actually got a barbed tip.
And what's
What a
that
pity.
designed to do?
They say,
Oh, I recognize that.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
that's cool.
Oh my god. Where do you...
"Don't
Why?
you know?"
Why?
Wow.
I swear I recognize that.
And I just want to say that's a crochet needle.
It is a crochet
Well,
needle.
well,
Yeah. You hear
Or,
them
or a
both
mini
barking.
harpoon.
Yeah. When you go
mother.
baby wailing.
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's used by some in laboratories to immobilize biological specimens. For instance, like frogs, if you're dissecting one. It's inserted through the rear base of the skull and wiggled. Usually
Oh.
destroys the brain.
Oh,
So in
Specimen remains living due to the respiration through the skin without cerebral control, allowing it to be dissected without, while observing such living physiology, as its beating heart or expansion and contraction of the lungs without causing unnecessary pain.
well, obviously we can't go stabbing ourselves with this, not without great risk. But does the name Ludwig mean anything to any of you?
They're gonna roll an intelligence check real quick.
You know, they're hags. They look. No offense meant to them, but they look like they've been here a while.
I think Old Polly's my favorite of them all, with the crazy bald patch. And the...
That's the one I'm rolling for.
Hey,
My
come on.
memory's not what it used to be, but there was a few scientists before Carol. They kind of blurred together.
Yes, because at the last moment, Geralt tried to plug himself into this, and we stopped him. We're guessing some form of backup, maybe, of his memories, but...
It might be one of Baba Yaga's outsourced branches.
Right. Wait, Baba Yaga has outsourcing?
Yes, yes. Many.
Yeah,
Many other
interesting.
witches, warlocks, and purveyors of arcane knowledge.
Interesting. Well, worth keeping that in mind for the future. But
We need access to this memory bank.
What's outsourced mean?
it basically means that they work for Baba Yaga, but they don't work in the hut. They might work in, for example, using Ember as an example. If he went back home but continued to work for Baba Yaga, he'd be an outsourced person.
Okay. Did I say on this? Is that okay?
I don't work for anybody.
I know, I was just using you as an example because I know you come from quite a distant place.
So they do seem to have experience with certain, inserting things carefully into certain parts of the brain. So they explain that we could actually use this if one was brave enough. They could. We know where to insert this directly.
Would they live?
It would hurt. It's whether their mind would survive. Are you sniggering in the back there, Tanner?
Is that more of a by strength of the brain, or more like strength of will? So basically intelligence or wisdom.
You'd be intelligence based.
I think I could work up the mind. The mind. I could keep straight. But the wound, I would be very concerned with. Are you sure that you could insert it if it were to be inserted in my brain without killing me outright? I am very valuable to all of this.
We're confident it could be done, but we just need to flip the cable around Pigtooth, and she unplugs it and turns the cable around, and then plugs the other end back into the canister.
So how big is this spike on the end of the plug? Like looking at it, would it look like it would kill me, Chris, or does it look like it could be?
It looks pretty gnarly, but it's thin enough that it would be able to insert into someone's head without instantly killing them. Just so long as they know where to plug it in. It's. I mean, we're in a fantasy world as well, and you've taken crushing damage, poison damage. Acid. You survived what?
Eridanus was gonna volunteer, but as his intelligence base, that's his worst stat other than strength. So it's
Ember thinks about it for a bit and then kind of musters up the courage. Well, we have to. We do need what's in there, especially for you, Grizz. I've done some questionable things for the others. Maybe it's time to take on this challenge. Eridanis, is it possible to help me out?
I mean, I can
You
give you.
decide.
Because you can't use resistance, right? You can only use.
Yeah, I could give you guidance, but I can't give you bless. I'm seeing if I've got anything else that
I can
might
reach to the blaze for the saving. I should be able to make the saving throw with reach to the blaze plus. I converted
Tanner
a fourth level spell slot.
and Tanner
So,
being nearby.
yeah, I should be able to do it. I would need some help with the healing of the wound, probably more than anything.
I could give you a hand with that.
Tanner, yeah, if you could, watch over me while I take on this endeavor. I'm sure it'll be no problem for one as clever as I am, but I might draw a lot of blood, and I know what you can do with those hands of yours.
I just remembered.
Certainly.
I really respect it. I want to start this off by saying I respect you, tinkerers, and I hold you in high regard, and I think you're the only ones I would trust with this process. So let's give it a try and
If
see.
if it
Weren't you calling them old earlier?
Well, no, not old, just aged and experienced, Tanner.
like fine wine,
Yes, they are quite wonderful.
though.
Thank you, ladies. We'll begin now.
I mean, if you're desperate to do it now, you can, but I sort of looked to them for a moment and be like, would it help if he was in a cataleptic state when this occurs, or is it better for him to be in the sort of state he is now?
Well, I just remembered. We could use the Triplination Blade.
The what?
Oh, hang on now. Yeah, I need to remember what I see and learn. I can't be catatonic.
Well, it's more rather than being from an outside perspective, you would be indistinguishable from death, but you yourself would be able to. You'd be blinded and incapacitated, but obviously this is a mental thing, so that wouldn't matter. So
Is this okay? I don't know.
I can't do it
Later.
today. But essentially it would mean that your body would essentially mimic... You know, like when when someone dies, the corpse stiffens.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. So your body would remain perfectly still, so that you wouldn't like wiggle about during the procedure.
God, this is gross.
Would he feel any pain during this?
He'd also have resistance to all damage.
I
As
mean,
part of it.
Not a bad thing.
But I wouldn't be able to do that today. It'd have to be tomorrow because I'm not a wizard, so I can't ritually do spells that I don't have prepared. Basically, I was going to... Or...
Moleskin?
Feign death.
Feign death?
Yeah.
Do you use that on others? I think, isn't that just
You touch a willing creature, it says.
Oh, cool. Okay.
The other option, of course, is we put the... In order to make sure that you don't die from this, we put the Death Ward defibrillator on you.
That's a point. That would make sure that you can't drop down to no life.
But we would...
I would like that if you could charge it, Ari. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
If,
I could, but not today. Again. Do you lovely ladies have access to a vast quantity of electricity? Say a lightning bolt spell, for example.
We can charge it. Yes.
Oh, well, there you go.
Oh, there we go. That'll
Perhaps
keep
the
me
best.
nice and safe through all this.
Yeah. The best, it's the only thing I can think of to aid you, basically, in this that I can do.
It's a pretty good idea, Ari, I think.
Yeah.
There is something that we would like in return as well.
Well, this is for you just as
Yes.
for us.
And what would this be?
Oh, sir. Something to do with the green hag.
I don't like
Oh,
them too
no.
much.
Do you want us to remove them, essentially?
Or prank them again, I think is probably more wise.
They think for a moment. We'll get into the details later. Let us help you with this.
It would be terribly unfortunate if their alchemy lab had some kind of fire incident.
Oh, that
Or-
would be awful.
or
Oh,
if
goodness.
It would be terrible. I mean, unthinkable even.
Or if it was subject to a large whirlpool.
Ah, terrible.
Oh, no. Disaster can strike at any moment when you mix potions together. Goodness.
Indeed.
Without question, it's certainly. Say no more, ladies, and I'll wink.
Eridanus actually thinks for a moment. It's just like these. Sorry, just as another idea, these potions they're brewing. What are they brewing them for? Like, are they like for healing, or are they more for like damaging purposes, or?
Damaging? More like torturing.
Where do I go?
Eridanus is just thinking, what if
This
we
bench here?
what if we injected the viscous vitae into some of their potions?
Oh my god, yes.
Beautiful.
Good. Well, love you long time. Now, come take a seat here.
Right here?
No, over here.
Over. Oh, okay.
Oh, walk through the
Be
bad
gentle.
wall.
Now, remember, I'm a human being. You have to be careful. Okay. I want to come out of this alive. I can't. I can't have a meeting with the
No.
ladies next door unless I'm still amongst the living.
You know what would make this very easy? Is the Triplination Blade.
Yeah.
What does that do?
But it looks terrible. It looks ruthless.
Oh, is that the?
You've seen it, Ember?
Wasn't it what she
No,
showed
that's
Gaia?
not what they showed.
That's the
What?
needle.
What is
sorry.
this thing you're on about?
Triplination Blade is something in Baba Yaga's quarters herself. It's it's halfway between a drill and a short sword.
Oh,
Um,
I hate it already.
is it safe to use?
Oh, no, it's a vicious weapon used to hinder casters. Spellcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
But it would work.
Why would this make it easier?
Well, because it would make the incision, instead of just jamming it in there, we'd use the blade to sort of drill in and then make it in place we can insert the plug. We're basically creating a socket. They cast minor illusion, and they
Where'd
say
Snurg go? Have
what it
Snurg
is.
retrieve it. I can haste him.
oh well, yes, we could, or one of you could fetch it. It looks like this, and they create an illusion to represent it.
Oh.
I kind of want it,
Oh.
though it look based on its design, it almost looks perfect if you're an air genasi. Like, 'cause it kind of got like
Yeah,
a tornado sort of feel to it.
Air Ganassi Rogue or something, yeah.
They say, oh, that's psionic energy.
Oh,
Gaia, you think you could get there quickly if I give you a little bit of a boost?
Yes, sure. I'll go.
but
Where is it? Did you say?
Baba
in
Yaga's
Baba Yaga.
quarters.
Oh, Baba Yaga's
She
quarters.
wouldn't mind us using it, or
Not if it's just a one-off. We'll give it back.
of course, yes. Okay.
Okay.
I'll use my final spell slot, my 5th level, to cast haste on Gaia.
All right.
Go quickly, Gaia.
Nice.
Dia takes off.
Okay. In that case,
And some
heading.
key points and book it.
Yeah. No.
Meanwhile,
Dashing every turn. Like.
Oops, I fucked up.
Yeah,
100
which
feet.
means so your speed is like 100 foot, so you're dashing like 200.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hopefully
And
I'll
then
get
if
her
you
there in a
step
minute
and if you
back.
step of the wind, then that's 300.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste any key points. But
Yeah.
200 is fine. 200 is plenty.
all right.
Actually, no, because you can dash twice because you have 2 actions, so it would be 300.
Can I dash twice?
Yeah, because haste gives you an extra action, one of which can be dash.
Ooh.
Well,
Whoa.
it's impressive.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Gaia goes flying out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
and they tell you where it is first. They say it's by her bedside table. It's the chest on the right side.
The chest on the right side. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, gonna drag you over to the same layer again. Though, if you recall, you have to go through several chambers to get there, but ones you've been to before, I'm
Yeah,
sure
we've been to her chambers before. I think we know where it is.
you have.
Yeah.
And you even uncovered a pillar, I think, was one of them. An illusion.
Yeah, I had some weird
Mm.
trap in it or something.
Yep.
Trap,
Okay.
a switch that opened another door, I think, was.
Indeed. Let's get this go. Alright, so entering into Baba Yaga's quarters themselves, the vast tapestry still displaying besting mythological creatures and adventurers alike. The clay golem stands in the center of the room, supporting the massive cauldron where you saw crud. Or liquids are currently still, but you can definitely see there's steam rising off of it. Into the top left corner, you see the curtains are slightly parted, revealing the pedestal in the center of this bedroom, a mirrored wall on the right-hand side, a fireplace on the left, and a bed with the finest and most decorative silks you've ever seen. Four-poster bed with a table, bedside table on the left. There is indeed a strange-looking chest made of stone, and you can imagine a well-crafted, like a well-versed mason must have created this, but it doesn't look like any other chest you've seen before. Almost a little futuristic in a way. But the stone has just been made with such fine tools.
Okay.
Okay, you're
I'm
gonna
going to. I want to be very quick about this, but I will say out loud, Baba Yaga, if you're watching, I'm not here to buy or steal. I'm just borrowing this implement for the trepanning thing for the hags, the Tinkerer hags. We'll bring it back right away. And there is a purpose to this. It is related to to Dr. Geralf. So thank you. And yeah.
Oh no, now
Yeah,
there's
you
two.
Several bases.
I just like if you're watching.
Oh no, now there's two
The only
dyers.
person that seems to be watching is your reflection in the mirror
Mhm.
as you say this. And roll a perception check real quick.
Ah.
Hmm.
23.
You seem to be. It's only natural that when you're talking to yourself, you kind of need a face to verbalize them to. And yeah, you end up kind of talking to the mirror, and you end up looking just past them, realizing that in the reflection there is a dark crown sitting atop the pedestal in the reflection.
Ooh. I think I've seen that
And
before. I think I've seen that before in this mirror.
you have looks like the one in your vision from the basically like the seeing into the future,
Yes, yeah.
and it looks a little something like this. Move that one. Ooh, and there you go. You should see it now. Maybe I'll enlarge it so you can have a real good view. There's a dark crystal crown with these kind of barbs on the top, like little thorns on the rim, and yeah, that's what's sitting in the reflection.
Right.
But it's not there present on the pedestal. Did you kind of like go to feel for it? It
Yeah,
doesn't seem to be there. But
it is there, and then. So
Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
if that's an alternate reality. If that's a potential. Is it just an? I can't think about this right now. I don't have.
No.
All right. So I will.
Just something you notice as you're passing by the mirror. And
Yeah. I mean,
Head
I
over
would
to
love
the-
I would love to poke around, and I'm trying to unobtrusively look at as many things in the chamber as I can,
Hmm,
without making it
temptation.
obvious that I'm yeah, oh, super temptation.
Okay.
Like, no, I'm not just passing through.
The chest
Gonna
has
grab.
no obvious hinges, nor does it have any obvious keyhole.
Okay.
There is kind of like a latch on the front, which feels like it's ergonomic.
Can I check for traps?
Yes, yes you can.
Okay. What is that? Dexterity?
It's investigation normally.
Investigation. Sorry. It's been a while since I've done that. 21.
Natural 20. Okay. You can tell there is absolutely 100% no mundane traps built on this thing, just purely because if there was, you'd imagine it'd be part of a more fragile looking device, like shoot a pin or a needle. This just looks like a sturdy stone chest. Uh, any other thing you'd imagine is if the stone chest is clamped shut on your hand, but it's you haven't
I
even
will.
opened it yet. So,
Yeah,
but
I will stand to the side so that I'm not directly in front of it opening, and open it with not with my hand, but with the end of the staff.
I'll say this much: with a natural 20, you'd know that Baba Yaga would probably be beyond using such mundane means to trap a chest, and would
Yeah.
probably enchant it with magic, glyph,
Yeah.
symbol, or even a curse. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You lift.
I'm full. I mean, expecting that if there is something, I'm not going to be in a position to see it.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm here. Yeah. So what are you gonna do?
thankfully, nothing really bad happens when you lift it open, and it does feel like a sliding hatch more than it does like on a hinge. You sort of push the stone back with a grind, and then it reveals inside there is indeed this blade. It is even more dastardly looking in the flesh. It's delicate but deadly. And you kind of like look over its properties. Yeah, it's definitely magical. You can see the strange wisp of light, but it's not emanating from the hill. Actually, drawing at the hill, almost as if it's sort of pulling out of the air.
Okay. Do I know what? Can I tell what that means?
Well, the night hags earlier, the tinker hags, they said that it is psionic energy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what that means, well, mind stuff. You already
Yeah.
witnessed mind flayers and how they absorb the minds of others. Perhaps it has some similar property to that. It deals
It's
psychic damage.
psychic juju that is I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like, all
but
right.
it's focused on the tip very clearly, and it draws from the tip down to the hilt. But yeah,
Okay.
it
I'm gonna
retrieves the blood.
wrap my hand in a scarf so that my flesh isn't touching it, and I will pick
Ah,
it up by the handle.
clever. Okay, cool. Just in case the chest is cursed, or rather the blade itself.
Just in case. Yeah.
Okay. You take out the blade, and as you do, it's almost as if the chest knows that whatever's been taken is left its content, because the stone latch grinds and slides back. All right. And as you go to as you go to leave back to where you came, I know you've got haste. You're incredibly fast. You can dash off, but it does look like the golem, the clay thing, just stands back up, looks at you, and just watches you do this the whole time. There is a witness to this, so-
Okay. I will
and it
wait
must
until
have
you guys
heard
go.
you whilst you were talking. But yeah,
Yeah.
it
Okay.
doesn't seem to stop you though. In any
If it doesn't
any
stop you, I will. Yeah, we'll keep going.
nope, doesn't seem to stop you. It shows that it's watching you effectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, it does look like it's protective of the cauldron though. Like as you try to step around it, it steps so that it's always between you and the cauldron. But yeah. Other than that, it doesn't stop you, and you can make your way back.
Okay. I do.
Okay. Um, looking at time, you said you gotta go soon, Derek, right? You gotta wrap it up.
Yeah, probably in 5 or 10 minutes. I can do 5 or 10 more if I. At least I can make this check and get some answers for everybody, and maybe or maybe not.
Yeah, in fact, maybe we'll end it on the check. We'll
Okay.
see. That way, it's a little cliffhanger as to what happens.
Okay, sure. I
Alright,
like a good
grab you
cliffhanger.
here. Pull you back to scene.
Yep. Miss
Fire
Peggy.
back up. Well, that was fast. I say. That is
My
pretty well.
magics take care of things, and Daya, you should see her just on her own. She's quite the acrobat.
Hmm. Well, let us not waste any more.
Acting looks awful too. Goodness me. Tanner, hold my hand. This is too much for me. Please.
Please, Ember, you're cute, but
Why do you keep saying cute? That's twice now.
Yeah.
Someone call you cute?
Eridanis looks at the three hags and is like, which one of you will be doing the process?
Old Polly's got the steadiest hand.
Then
Rickety Piggy would be the worst for this.
then
And Pandora would be, well, me myself, I'd be okay.
I'll cast guidance on old Polly with her permission.
Sure. Okay. You see a long, gangly hand grabs the back of Ember's head, like pushes it forward. She intends to drill down into this, so she's got both hands on the hilt.
Tanner, your hand.
I mean,
know.
yes.
Miles away. Standing over the other side of the room. I'll get
I mean, in it. I'm coming.
Each hand is what you mean.
I'm trying to be brave here,
Okay, I'm coming.
just like you taught me.
You are being brave,
Okay.
Ember.
A whole
This is
Tanner's
what a
hand,
leader would
'cause
do.
I'm tripping out huge.
Yeah.
Alright.
And, if I'm knocked unconscious, I won't be able to use sorcery points, right, to influence things?
No.
Okay.
But this isn't going to knock you unconscious unless you roll really, really bad.
Okay.
Let's
Eridanis
see.
is there ready with healing should he need it.
Okay.
Can I get that lightning charge thing too? The
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
put it around. It's like an amulet, or I've fashioned
It's-
it into an amulet style thing.
Yeah.
we charge that up, just in case the worst.
Yeah. So one of them would have to charge it up. Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
they said they'd be able to, so
They can. As a coven spell, they have lightning bolt, so they
It-
will.
yeah, is it an attunement item? I forget.
Yeah, it is.
So
Oh shit! Never mind then. We don't
Yeah.
have an hour.
yeah.
Well, there you go then. All right.
I suppose we could ask them to charge it anyway for us for later.
Yeah, true, sure. I'll charge it now then. All right. After that, the Triplination Blade begins whirring,
Ugh.
and it spins at such a fast speed that it looks like just a triangular point at the end. And they hold it very steadily towards you. And you know what? We will roll like a little dex check just to see, or other sleight of hand, to see how well they're doing. And the other hag is assisting her by doing this. Ember, roll a wisdom check. Save.
Wisdom save.
Yep.
Oh god, that's not good for me. Jesus, it's terrible.
Okay, they cast a person on you and you're paralyzed.
No, for fuck.
Basically, sort of what I was going to do, but I didn't have the
Yeah.
spells prepared.
Okay, and then the other, now that it's kind of been assisted, you see she begins to drill down into your flesh. Pretty Peggy says, "Oh, it's a good job you shaved his head already. That would have had to go on. That would have had to go already." So they are not steady with it, which means it's
she
gonna
does
hurt.
have guidance.
Oh yeah, sure.
She
One
didn't
d4.
have the name Rickety Peggy for nothing.
Okay. I
How did she roll so fucking bad?
Wait, I thought it was Polly doing it. Not
Yeah, it
me.
is. It is old Polly, but apparently she's being very rough with him.
Oh
Um,
jeez.
Oh.
um, After that, it is a 10 in total. 8,
Yeah.
10. All right.
Can I use? I'm still conscious. Can I use sorcery points to try to boost that a little bit more?
When you're paralyzed, you
Yeah, I
don't
don't
have
know.
you don't have an action. So I'm gonna say no for this.
Okay. Okay, no
Um,
problem.
so it's gonna be rough, but
Ugh.
hey, she stabs down into it. There's like, it's taking too long. And instead of like just drilling slowly, she kind of rears back a bit to get momentum and then shoves it into the back of his skull.
Oh,
It
God.
does look devastating, but that is just it's just how it is with these tags. All right,
It is what it is.
the short sword does 1d8 first of all, which is plus her dex because she's using dex for this. They take 7 points of piercing damage,
All right.
then take 2d4 psychic damage as immediately the
Oh.
begin to pull in, and this is just for the blade. I need you to roll an intelligence
So if
saving
I'm
throw.
paralyzed, I think Dia would feel the effects of the lethargy from the spell failing.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I'm not going anywhere, so it's not a.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not
You need-
concentrating. Are you? Oh
you
yeah,
need
that's.
to-
Oh yeah, that's more.
Yeah, you need to make the
Okay,
intelligence
so
save.
intelligence saving throw. I'm.
Mhm.
Can I even tides of chaos in this state?
This isn't for the incision of the device. This is actually just for the blade.
Okay, sure.
This is
Intelligence
going to make
saving
an
throw.
incision.
It's an
Okay.
11.
But you're near Tanner, so that's
Your
boosted.
intelligence.
14.
Your intelligence score is reduced by 2 until you finish a long rest, and but the beneficial thing is it ends all mental statuses affecting you. So what this means is, Ember, any trepidation or fear that you had before is suddenly nullified as you basically go a bit numb in the head.
Okay. So how do I temporarily lower my intelligence? Or just set it to 14 from 16 and then.
I wouldn't meddle with the character sheet. Just note that you've got -1 to your.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. After
Oof.
that, she pulls the blade out, and you do see a wisp of psychic energy travel up the blade, and it looks like kind of fiery, like it's a thought of embers that is in motion, and it travels all the way up the blade into the hilt. And yeah, that was. And then to stop the blade, she says another command word that stops the spinning, and then places the instrument down on top of the table. It is dripping with blood, and then Bigtooth hands her the cable. Make sure it's is it the right way round, Holly? It's I think it's this end for download, this end for upload. And she plugs it into the canister, and then with the other end, which isn't the same
Oh.
end that was plugged into Geralt, a different end, hands it to Polly, and she shoves it in the hole where bleeding was. She would have had to use something to start the bleeding as well. Wait for
Yeah,
that.
I would have.
Yeah. Healing
Okay.
hands or whatever. Lay on hands, like healing
This
hands.
feels very strange. Something inside your mind, it's just shoved straight in, like, and immediately it feels like a cold sensation, like you've just swallowed ice, and it's like you can feel it inside you, a cold emanating, which is the horrible, worst feeling for Ember, I guess. But
Ugh.
then suddenly comes the system shock as your mind is filled with an abundance of information, flooded with images, texts, and even like strange formula, which probably makes no sense to Ember, having no experience with alchemy. But all of this is suddenly flooding into you. The periodic table, the mixtures of different potions, and it just hits you like a flood. I need you to roll the intelligence save for this.
This I will tides of chaos if possible. I don't know.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, now that they've inserted it
Wait,
into you,
features actually and see if I could do it or not. Sorry, because
They'll drop the paralyzing on you. That was only for the incision.
yeah, it doesn't say anything about like using an action or reaction, so I think.
No,
I
this
can...
is kind of like fates and otherworldly things. That
Yeah. Okay. So I will do so at advantage, thankfully.
Okay.
Saving throw. I'll do it again.
Oof.
Advantage. And that's a 9. Because instead of a 10, it's a 9 plus 3, so it's a 12.
12.
Not great.
Okay, because of Tanner's being next to you. Yeah. I just realized where you wanted him to hold hand. Okay.
Yeah.
You are flooded with images of Geralt working in his lab. He is sawing up bodies. He is draining blood and other fluids from various carcasses. And he is. This is a lifetime's worth of information. It's not just a single scene, but it's almost like all playing fast forward, flashing before your eyes. His life instead of yours. You are going to take big chunk of damage. Wow, I rolled so low. Wow, okay, cool. You only take 7 points of psychic damage. Not as
Okay.
bad as what it could have been. And you're trying to maintain all of this information. Your brain is trying to categorize whose memories are which and try to like categorize them and put them away, making sure that they're kept as a vision of someone else's instead of yours. But they merge and they start to overlap. And then soon, instead of Geralt working in the laboratory, it's you, Ember. You have this like big bloodied apron on. You have like this apparatus strapped to your head. It's got all these different like eyepieces and lenses. At one point, yeah, there's like you're soaring into a body and blood squirts onto your face. And it's all you. You've replaced Geralt in everything in this.
Okay.
During this, you start to see there is a moment where he plugs in to do exactly what you're doing with the cranial device. He kind of sits himself down in a chair, straps himself in, and he has one of his homunculi stuff the cable into the back of his head. And this is where it gets really bad. I need you to make another intelligence saving throw as you experience what you're doing through him.
Why
Yep.
is it so bad?
You would get that. Now you're having inception.
6.
Oh god. Okay. I get that's
4 or 7. Sorry, it's a 7.
This one hurts. 21 points of psychic damage as your mind tries to
God.
comprehend going into another level. This is you inside Geralt's mind, inside Ludwig's mind, inside a Taco Bell. So but with it though, although you failed the save,
Killing
you do
everything.
start to see glimpses of what Ludwig was up to. And you get information rather than just images playing out, you just get information. So you know what's happening. You know that Ludwig was in the north, near the mountains, was his home.
Oh, shit.
You know that he was there to study, he, there to perform an experiment, a test. Griz's people, the test subject. But
The
what were they
prodigal son, I think he called him, right?
Mm-hmm. And
Oh.
what were they testing? They were testing Grizz.
Oh,
Grizz
shit.
is their experiment. And they sent him into that place, into battle, effectively. But as you're trying to see what this is, your mind is overloaded with information. You're trying to pinpoint what it is exactly is happening, but then it's just flooded with all the other information that's just basically jargon, alchemy jargon, and complicated formula, which just makes Ember basically fall unconscious.
Ember,
Okay. So like I take 17 damage then?
That was the damage. You see, Polly
Okay.
unplug you, and blood trickles down from Ember's head and nose as well, and eyes and ears. Every orifice in his head is bleeding out right now. Oh dear, that didn't go too well.
What's
They
happened to
do,
him?
he's not dead. They think his mind couldn't take that much. We'll have to find out what he discovered when he wakes up.
Eridanis is going to basically look him over and make sure that he's not in risk of basically dying from this.
Yeah, make a medicine check.
And I'll guidance myself. Yeah. 22.
Okay, that's not bad. Ember looks to be in effectively a mild coma. Could wake up sometime soon, you hope, but he's not on death's door. He's not actually dying. He's just sort of shut down. Like his brain pattern has just sort of gone blank
Yeah.
from being overloaded.
Right. Right,
Right.
let's get Ember to a bed where he can rest up and then...
Okay, well, sorry we couldn't be of more help. Well, it's not our fault at the end of the day. Ember just needs to be a bigger brain, I guess.
and study a bit
Oof.
more, perhaps. But
Don't encourage them, Eridanis.
no, it's more... Well...
We'll be willing to help again. We've
yes.
already made the incision here. In fact, you want to quickly... Oh, yes. They quickly gather a couple of, like, devices and things. What looks to be a small, like, metal washer and a ring. And they kind of affix it together. You hear some, like spanners being, like, wrenched. And effectively, they create a quick makeshift socket. And they plug it into Ember's head, the back of it. There we go. That way we don't have to drill into it
Fucking
again.
Matrix, man.
Yeah.
Yep, basically make the matrix into your
Oh
head.
my god.
There. That way we don't have to use the Triplination Blade again.
Right.
Actually,
You
I think
best-
I'm happy about this.
You
I
best go
suppose
put
that
that back.
could be useful in future.
Yes, you best go put
Not
that
great.
back, Dyer.
Yes, Daya runs off and does the same.
Yep.
Okay.
And whilst we'll meet you in the guest quarters, Dyer.
All right, yeah. Go
And we'll
look
take-
after him.
Yeah, and we'll between me, well, probably between Tanner and Grizz, they can carry him easily, and then we'll take him to the
Okay.
guest quarters to rest
I
and
throw
recover.
him over one shoulder? Question mark.
I mean, if you want to.
He's limp.
I
He's
mean,
breathing.
you're the person who's meant to be guarding him, so how you treat his body is up to you.
It's
I
pretty
throw
light.
him over one shoulder.
Let's say for weight here, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
90 kilograms. So yeah, you'd be able to handle him pretty easily.
So going forth, Ember, you have advantage on any knowledge checks about necromancy involving flesh golems. You do have, you know what? You have proficiency in alchemy tools now.
Oh, okay.
There's a bonus.
Yep.
I gotta. All right, I'm gonna write this all down so I can add it to my character sheet. I gotta
And
get
if
going
you-
here.
If he was a wizard, you would have gained necrotic resistance. You know what? I'm gonna give you temporary necrotic resistance.
Okay.
The reason why is because 10th level wizard gets that for basically having enough experience in the laboratory. I'll read what it says. Hold on. Necromancy wizard.
Yeah, it's this is the School of Necromancy thing, isn't it?
Yep. School of Necromancy. Here we go. So for the next 24 hours, you have resistance to necrotic. It says you. Oh, and your hit point maximum can't be reduced. You have spent so much time dealing with undead and the forces that animate them that you've become inured to some of the worst effects. So, gain temporary knowledge of a wizard's 10th level ability.
Okay,
Because
sure.
Does he?
Effectively what Gareth was.
Does he
I'm not
also?
gonna argue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Right.
guys. I gotta bounce here. I'm gonna run into the lake with my parents as the sun
Yep.
is coming down.
Very nice.
Very
Right.
cool. Thanks for the session, guys, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you, Chris.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Hell
Playing.
yeah.
All right, guys.
Oh.
Take care.
Right.
Take care, my dude.
Do we
I'll
want to
be
wrap? Do we
signing
want
off
to?
here.
And also tune in on Sunday, Friday as well for Roll for Story, the Claude Coast, where the party have to return home quick to defeat some insolent blue dragons that are attacking his home.
And starting
Good.
from the 6th of September, there will be another campaign starting up, run by me, where I take a party into the Underdark,
Woohoo!
Hey, yo.
where we
Okay.
find out what lies beneath.
Ooh, right.
Spooky.
All right. See ya.